It is a skill. It is a practice skill. It is a necessary skill.
Ooh, great
The
blowjob.
secret to a great blowjob is saliva, saliva, saliva.
It's important for us to learn from this because I think we lose because we beat ourselves.
You need to swallow it too.
I understand the problem here.
The people don't understand esophagus is the main player of the game.
Try to stay away from it as much as I can.
You can start by licking the dip.
I didn't understand it, but
Patrick Ajimang to Bambi or a newborn giraffe or what?
We're still missing. Now we're good.
Yeah, welcome to the Straight Red Card. A little delay there. We're just like barely making every show nowadays.
Well, I mean, I had a good excuse today. My son had a soccer game at 6 o'clock.
Yeah,
over on the east side. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Tax Brazilian Ghost says, I beat myself too. We all do that on occasion. Some of us more than others, as necessary. Yeah, so the Herc thing, yes, it's going to happen. I've been in contact regularly with Herc, and we're trying to work something out. Here's the thing. He works during the evenings on the weekdays for ESPN. We work all day. So we got like opposite schedule things going on here. But I've got fall break coming up. I think Brett's willing to work out a day. So we're going to figure something out and get Herc on. So it'll be fun. Welcome to the Straight Red Card. Yeah, we got a lot to cover, including this wonderful game where we smashed France's mouth in today at the U20s. Yeah, is it the best French team they could assemble? No. But is it the best U20 team we could assemble? No.
They're missing some nature.
Yeah, no, it's not. We could have better players on our team.
I thought it was absolutely hysterical because, again, I couldn't watch the game. I was working / going to my son's game. And I'm at the fields, and I checked the score, and it's like, oh, it's 0-0. Is it full time? Because I thought the game would have been over then. But no, it's like, oh, it's 85th minute. And I turned my phone off, and then all of a sudden Derek goes, USA up 1-0 on France. I'm like, holy shit, that was really quick. And then I waited like a minute or two more, and then I pulled it up just to see what the final score was, and all of a sudden we're up 3-0, and I was like, holy shit. What happened?
Yeah, I know.
It's like bam, bam, bam.
Is somebody screwing around with shit in your background?
No, you hear a noise like something is being dropped.
Yeah.
No, that's either my kids playing with my dog, or my dog's dropping his knuckle bones all over the floor.
Yeah, weird. And it sounds like you're using a different mic tonight for whatever reason.
You motherfucker, you better not be.
It works. I can hear you.
Nope. Want to make sure.
Oh, now you sound better too.
Oh, I didn't move that closer to me.
Yeah, you need to move it closer. There we go.
Let's see. Default microphone. Okay. Yep, it's my Yeti. I'm good.
I just want to be clear to at least now a bunch of people who seem to think that the video I posted on X is the actual real footage.
Okay, fine. We'll pull it up now too. Yes.
Well,
you're just bouncing all over the place.
I just feel like it necessary to say that's not really Max Arson falling out of that vehicle. So
yeah. Well, you can tell because they're wearing long sleeve jackets.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that would have been a March Nations League window. So
yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
That makes sense. It could have been it.
It could have been basically Scally saying, "I want that left back position."
That's already had the right back position solidified.
No, you had the right center back position solidified.
Well, it was in a back four, and it was told to sit back. So, yeah.
It was really a back three. Let's just be honest.
I agree. I agree because you can clearly tell that. You can clearly tell that's how Poach wanted to play because in the Gold Cup, Freeman was sitting back, and that's not Freeman's character.
Right.
And mind you, towards the end of the Gold Cup, he was getting up further, and in September window, he was up higher even, especially when we played the back three, legitimate back three then.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was clearly Poach saying, "Hey, I want Arston up in the attack. I want my other back, whoever it is, to play kind of as a third center back."
Right. Hey, can you hold on 1 second? I forgot to bring my notes. I'll be right back. 5 seconds.
Well, As Derek's bouncing around the topics, this is not Scally dropping Arson off doing donuts. I'm going to pull up. Guess since I've kind of talked about it already, my Sunskin did win 3-0. I guess this is a makeup game too. We played before a storm hit us, and we're about 10 minutes in. We were down 1-0. We couldn't do shit. Our team was just like not there mentally.
Oh, your kids' team?
Yeah, no, this is a remake. This is a makeup game for the storm game that was canceled. So we ended up winning 3-0 this match.
Was there a storm recently?
No, it was two Saturday or two Sundays ago. A little pocket of storms came through, like very tiny storm pockets, but it was enough for them to postpone the game. And I'm like, well, dude, this thing's gonna be hitting us for like the next 30 minutes. We're gonna be here for like an hour.
Yeah. Green Great Basin says Derek dropped his vibrator. I don't have one of those. I have used one, not on myself though. Not on me.
Derek, the chef wants to know, be honest here, does anybody actually enjoy eating broccoli?
Raw broccoli tastes great with ranch, with homemade ranch, not that shit in a bottle. It tastes just fine. Broccoli is in the cauliflower family, and I like cauliflower too. Yeah, so, I like Brussels sprouts too. Also in the cauliflower family.
In the show, Dan says, I don't mind it. However, I responded. So, Derek, you gonna eat that?
Yeah, I'd probably eat it if I was really hungry. I'd dip it in cheese.
Ugh. No, so you took the point I was gonna make here. But look what this looks like: steamed cauliflower with a little bit of sea salt, and I'm not sure what is that, Parmesan maybe?
Probably Parmesan. That looks
a little
all
bit
right.
of sprinkled Parmesan.
Yeah, not much.
I said in a stir fry, absolutely. Dipped in dressing, sure. Cooked with cheese? Fuck no.
No?
Fuck no. That's the gross. It smells like ass. It's the worst.
Well, you can dip it in cheese too. You can make some Velveeta. I'm not a big Velveeta guy, but like American cheese with some cream and butter together mixed up. Tastes all right.
Ruined as a Ute. One of the daycare places I had forced you to eat what they cooked there, and there's always like lima beans as a vegetable. There was cooked spinach and then cooked broccoli, but you had to eat that shit before you go outside.
That's torture.
Traumatized.
That's torture. And by the way, go ahead.
Yeah. I was just say so. Steamed broccoli, perfectly fine. Cooked with stir fry, absolutely. It's 100% way to eat it. Raw with the dipping sauce, okay, I'm cool with that. But that cooked with steamed with cheese, no.
Yeah, it's not bad raw. Most things are better raw. I find carrots are better raw. Peas, no, not peas. Peas, you got to cook peas, but you got to eat French peas. I don't like the American peas. How does Aiden Morris weigh 135? Is that accurate?
Every source is saying me and Larry were going back and forth for about a good 30 minutes because he's on the Moose has been banned train. Yeah. I'm like, well, Moose hasn't been good for the U.S. since Copa. But that's not me saying that Moose is a bad player. He just hasn't been performing for the U.S.
And by the way, he turned down the whole Gold Cup window with no real reason.
So I honestly think this is Poach being butthurt. That he would Musa would say no, and Musa's not a Pulisic, so
no.
You could be like,
or a Pele,
I ain't calling you a man, fuck that.
Or a Maradona, or a Messi.
We're just jumping right into that now, are we? God damn.
Well, no, we don't have to. I'm just saying.
We'll cut to that when we get to that topic.
Yes, yeah. You don't have to jump forward. I'm just kidding around.
I had a knee-jerk reaction to a Kelvin post about my post. And,
yeah.
I apologize for calling him a dunce, but
well done. You called him a dunce. You got out of control for you.
I was fuming because he just basically blasted me on something I never said, and I understand the point because I didn't have all the context of the actual quote, and I was made painfully aware of that. Hey, there's more to that. Hey, there's more to that. I'm like, okay, well, the quote I was quote tweeting, legitimately doesn't say anything like that. So
right.
I showed the actual comment. We'll cover this when we talk about the presser because that's all coming up here soon. So
so we'll be covering the lineup and then the presser, I'm guessing, and then we'll try to make a 20 and 11 man starting. Why
I
not?
already talked about the U20s. I want to talk about something close to my heart, Derek.
Gozo.
Chicago makes the playoffs for the first time since 2017.
Yes, I
Off
know.
of an absolute brilliant shot.
And that means that the U.S. men's national team made a mistake. And I mean, did they ever? Obviously, Berhalter is a fucking genius, and we let him go. And look what he has done for Chicago.
Yeah.
He's got him back
Turned
to the
them around.
playoffs.
Hey, he's ending the season with 2 games left in hand. 20 some odd points higher than the previous season. We've scored more goals this season than me covering all the way back through 2012. I couldn't go back any further to verify on the site I was on, but I'm like, that's good enough. Fuck it. It's been forever. Forever since we scored 65 or so goals. Oh my God.
And who's the goon who wrote the article with the headline?
Oh God, I didn't pull that up. Oh man, I even liked it too. I don't know who did it.
Oh, it's a horrible article.
It was so bad. I didn't even read I read the title. Sorry, I didn't even read the article. The title enough was like, this is either clickbait or he's an idiot.
Right. It basically, the title was Chicago makes the playoffs. Did the U.S. men's national team make a Berhalter error? Mistake. Yeah. No, they didn't. Coaching a fucking club is different than coaching the U.S. men's national team. Let's get some common sense going on here. And even Berhalter admitted when he left that the team was in a socially and emotional junk of pile of junk, whatever way you want to put it. All right. So no, he said it was not good when he left and that they needed some discipline and they lost control of the team.
Brett, make sure you spell the name properly though. You don't want to misspell the name. That would just make no sense.
Other Brett is getting Zinkerknuckles name as a tramp stamp. Oh, you like Zinkerknuckle. I'm sure you do.
I think it's Nagel, not CK. I think.
Okay. Okay. Sure. Well, he's not probably a Chicago fan, so I'd still just say, hey, thanks for the shout out.
Let's see here. Miguel's asking if I would attend a playoff. I'm contemplating it. I may do it.
Yeah, how enjoyable was the last time you drove 3 hours to go watch a game?
We won.
That's the magic dust that we brought. But I mean, were you really comfortable with the drive and getting out of the parking lot and all the fucking stinky people with their hot dogs and beer?
I mean, Chicago's a little bit different than Columbus in that front.
Well, I'd rather sit alone in my house and watch the game. I'll be really frank with you.
But I mean, it's one of those things. Chicago they've had one playoff game in 2017. I think the last time we made a play-in playoff game was in 2013 or something like that. We shut the bed on that one. All right. So it's been a hot fucking moment. Okay.
And this is nothing against you and Chad's company. That was the best part. It's just, it was, I don't know.
Such a boring fucking drive, especially that way back, man.
Oh God. Yeah. And we were so tired by then, I at least had been up since 7 a.m. I was pooped.
Yeah.
I was ready to cash in.
I'll keep an eye on the playoff games and see what's what. I know you're not going to go because why would you want to go to the Chicago game? But I might see if Chad wants to go.
And then LAG lost last night, so there's that. That was their last chance at some sort of silverware this season, and they got not hammered. They played pretty well for the most of the game, but then they just gave it away in the end.
Surprising at this point of the season, they were in line for any form of silverware.
It was Campeones Cup, Brett.
I know.
Against Toluca. Okay. Oh, what am I drinking tonight? Good question. Ryan Shipley. Tonight I am drinking. Oh, God, that's so hard. I can't get it to work, Brett. Oh, man. All right. What I'm drinking is by North Coast Brewing. It's called the Prankster. It's a Belgian-style golden ale brewed in Fort Bragg, California. Yeah, there's such a thing. And it's not very high on the alcohol thing, which, they have it at normal stores. So I saw it. They had it at Big Red. They were out of my good stuff at Big Red. So I panicked and I just grabbed this. It's 7.6 alcohol by volume. It's okay. I I would say it's potable, but just on the okay level.
Is a potable. There we go. That's what I was going for there. One of the second best thing of Chicago's win was a clip, and I've got an anecdote that goes with this.
Okay,
a little fun story that goes with it.
All right.
Fifth goal gets scored after Miami dominated a lot of the game. Chicago just countered and made the most of every single fucking opportunity they had. We were gifting Miami chance. Here, score a goal. Just do it, please. Just score a goal.
Are we still talking about Chicago?
We are still talking about Chicago.
Holy fucking
and Miami kept hitting post after post and missing opportunities. And then we punished them. And after the fifth goal, you get this. Sad face Messi.
They're going to make the playoffs. He doesn't care.
Oh, no, they're already in the playoffs. No, but they needed this win in order to vie for the supporter shield.
All right. Well, frumpy face. Good for you. I'm not going to say
my son woke up and he school after goal at the end of the game, and my son's like, "Whoa, what's happening?" I'm like, "You need to be in bed. Why don't you come down here and watch the rest of this?" And then Messi popped up on the screen. And he goes, "Oh, sad face Messi."
Mm-hmm.
It was the funniest fucking thing in the world.
I bet it was to you.
It was absolutely.
Meanwhile, I was watching something else.
You were sad facing yourself.
No, not really. I enjoyed being by myself. It was good.
It's
a good time. Good me
time.
time.
It was a sad a couple minutes of research, right?
It could be. I'm not sure. Depends on what time of the night it is.
Brought you to tears.
I have a schedule. All right, so I have research time scheduled. So that's why we got to get this show done by 10:15. All right.
Oh well, you can eat a full bag of dicks if you think that's going to happen.
Yeah, I know.
It's possible.
It's possible though.
So we talked about last show when we watched, after watching the U20s, curb stomp New Caledonia. Caledonia. Sorry, let me rephrase that. We watched the minute and some change clip of Donovan talking about how he wants the people to pick out his new hairstyle, his new his new wig or hairpiece. I think he's calling it a hairpiece.
Yes, he said he wants to wear a wig / hairpiece, that he's ready to make the deal, but he needs to know what style to have, and he needs suggestions on style. I did not follow that tweet to see what the suggestions were.
So there were a handful of ones that were like serious, like legit, like styles that could look good on him and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But the vast majority of people were sitting there going, just putting the worst haircuts on him. He looked, basically what he thought was going to happen happened. And what would you expect, really?
Isn't that kind of clickbait?
I honestly think he was doing it for that reason. And we watched the video, and I'm like, dude, this is a bit. He's pulling our leg. He wants to get the interactions, right? This is what this is.
It has
He's really going to get a hairpiece. And if he does, he already has it lined up.
This guy used to be one of the most sensitive dudes online, and now he has a show, and now he's okay with being criticized. But okay, I'm happy for him that he's ready to be criticized and take the heat, because that's what's been happening with some of his takes. But let's be honest. How many people out there have been blocked by Landon Donovan?
Oh, I haven't, surprisingly, and I've been quote tweeting him and commenting on all of his posts about this. Oh my god!
And he hasn't blocked you yet.
Hasn't blocked me as of yet.
All right.
Maybe he's a big fan of the show and he knows that we're just taking the Mickey out of him.
I seriously doubt that.
But anyways, here's one of my submissions. The Mr. T.
He looks more like Mr. T than Landon Donovan.
Dude, I showed this to my parents, and my dad goes, "Why do you have a picture of Mr. T?" And they go, "No, that's Landon Donovan."
Exactly.
He goes, "Well, how do you get that facial hair?" I'm like, "Dude, I photoshopped."
It's like parents don't understand. You can do things now.
Like, come on, bro. I photoshopped this on him.
That's like when I showed my parents the intro to the intro. Yeah. And Tuberville puts our heads on other bodies. My parents are like, "That's so weird. You guys got
Why would you
together
do
and
that?
did that."
And
I'm like,
why,
"What do you
why your
mean we
mom? Why
did?"
your mom thought that ginormous fat belly that pokes into my face is actually your belly?
And then the skinny guy before that dancing on, so
Yeah.
weird. But I get it. It's small, so they
Uh,
made some weird assumptions.
This
But
is what I rolled with. I go, I pity a poach who doesn't play a back three line.
okay. How about I pity the fool that doesn't take a Gold Cup call up?
That too, yeah.
Yeah.
You,
All right.
Well, Derek, you got to do it in the accent. Do it in the accent right now.
I pity the fool who doesn't take a Gold Cup call up.
There we go.
All right. That's the best Mr. T I got.
Yep.
All right. What else
I
we
mean,
got?
I did do the Chris Richards afro. Photoshop. It didn't look right. I did post it on my Twitter feed. You guys can go and see it if you want, but it didn't look right.
Well, this one has its issues too because the hair looks to be growing out of his head, on the top of his head, not on his head.
Yeah, it's on top of his head. Yeah, he's got a big forehead and he's got the afro on top.
No, what I'm saying,
sorry.
it looks like he's got a hole in his cranium from which and
I
from
see what you're
which
saying.
the hair is growing out
Like
of.
it's like going around and the hair's like, poof. Yeah,
Yes,
I gotcha.
like it's being grown out of his brain.
As you can see, though, I didn't miss out on Mr. T's neck. So Landon does have a much more darker melanin neck.
You could have given him a longer beard. That's possible.
That's his beard. That's Mr. T's beard. It's all Mr. T right there.
Okay.
I mean, I didn't Photoshop anything from the bottom, top of his chin down. That's all Mr. T.
Okay.
Well, the shoulders are Donovan, but the gold necklaces and everything.
That explains some of it. Yes. All right.
Yeah.
Why are we asking about Cole Campbell in the chat? He's playing the U20 World Cup.
U20s, yeah. Imagine people are talking about the U20s, right?
Yeah. So what?
I don't know.
I don't know what that has to do with the price of bread.
So let's see here. Scally is limited. So ban him for 3 guys that are bums. Wow, Larry, you're defending Scally?
Yeah, I'm surprised by that. But I will say that, we'll get to let's get to that when we get to that. That's the Poach interview today. And
yeah.
I want to handle that then and let Poach speak for himself.
Did you watch the USA game today?
Yeah.
How did Cole play?
Because
he was lackluster against New Caledonia.
I'll say nobody was that spectacular in the first half, but in the second half, everybody was pretty damn good. And I can't remember when Cole came out. I have to admit, I wasn't totally paying attention as I was busy prepping for the show, but I was watching it, and I thought I didn't notice him. Let's just put it that way. He did not stand out to me, which is not a good thing because others did. Yeah. And those 3 goals were legit goals, all of them. And we could have had more. It could have been 4 or 5.
Campbell is Josh Gott. There's a lot of similarities there, yes. Cole was bad. Cole is shit. But I know, Larry, you're not a big fan of Cole. You were a big fan of his pace. But aside from that, not much.
Wait, are we talking about Ashley Cole or are we talking about Cole Campbell?
Cole Campbell. Campbell was meh.
That's about how I felt. Meh. I didn't notice him, and thus he didn't stand out. So
we got Campbell's soup here.
Yeah, I guess I wasn't impressed because he just didn't stand out to me in any way.
Yeah.
All right. George Campbell's been really good for West Brom, on the other hand. So I'm surprised.
That's one of the big snubs that people are talking about.
Yeah, I thought he should have made the team, maybe. And I got a list of the missings.
We'll get into it, but I mean, Miles. Yeah. Are we talking about Miles again? Miles?
Yeah.
Miles?
Yeah. That's kind of out of the blue, too. Really was.
Given the fact that Miles couldn't convince Poach to give him a single minute in the Gold Cup.
Yeah. And what has he done in MLS exactly to...
What? Okay, whatever.
I mean, at least Roldan's cooking for Seattle and has been cooking for Seattle all season, regardless of the fact that he was okay when we watched him in Japan and hasn't been that great before that. But at least he's cooking with Seattle. I don't know. I haven't watched enough Miles Robinson. So
Max
I don't
says,
know.
what the fuck is up, guys?
What's up, Mac?
A lot. We got to talk about the upcoming October window.
Yeah, we better get to that.
We'll get to that, Derek. Don't worry.
All right.
Don't worry.
Wait, you got more?
We got some stuff to cover.
Okay.
Not a lot, but we'll get to
Okay.
that. Don't worry. Don't you worry.
I still have midweek report to do too.
Midweek report. Okay, cool. This is Donovan and Timmy talking about the 64-man, a potential 64-man World Cup. And I brought this up because we poked fun at Donovan, but I'm watching him respond to Timmy because Timmy has a lot of the same guttural response that a lot of people have. Oh, you're gonna dilute the game. This is the worst. I don't like this. And Donovan just sits there and goes, "Yeah, who cares?" I'm just like, okay, I got you, Landon. This is great.
I mean, we're all going to get to who cares at one point.
At
or
one point,
another.
it's going to happen. You have.
I'm
to.
just
You have to win,
surprised
right?
he's arrived at who cares already.
It's his nonchalant reaction to Timmy. He's like, "Oh, you don't like this." It cracked me up. I'm like, okay,
All right.
I've got to bring this up.
Matt Hughes of The Guardian is reporting that FIFA is not planning to expand the 2030 tournament.
Okay.
But they are talking about going to a 64-team World Cup.
Okay, so at least that's news, right? The Guardian's saying, "Hey, it's not going to happen in 2030, but they're in talks about it happening
They're going to kill us slowly with this. Yes.
slowly." With his word,
Mm.
kill me. That's softly. Kill me softly. Never mind. Sorry.
Killing
right.
me softly. Yeah. With this World Cup.
Song.
Yeah. With this 64-man World Cup.
Yeah,
Team World Cup.
Oh no.
And
Killing you
let's not-
softly
can't
with New
speculate on whether it's gonna
Caledonia.
happen or not. But what's your take? Should we do that or not?
No.
Why?
There's too many teams. It's too many teams. I don't know. I don't.
That's not an answer. You can just say there's too many. Teams.
Absolutely
It's
an
my
answer.
answer.
Don't
First
you
off,
know that FIFA is trying to grow the game? That's their mission.
I dig the sarcasm. First off,
Yeah. I don't think he's totally agrees with it, but he's going to go with it.
no. But that's the humor behind it, quite frankly.
Sure. Yeah.
In my opinion.
They don't care about money. They're trying to grow the game.
I'm not being critical. I'm saying if there's money involved, maybe. I don't like it.
I love it.
You do.
Yeah, I cannot wait. This is going to sound so stupid. I cannot wait to see Uzbekistan and Jordan and hopefully some obscure CONCACAF team who's not Curacao playing a World Cup. I think that's amazing.
It dilutes it, LD.
So what? Who cares?
So what? Who cares?
Who cares? Whatever.
I love the non. It's like whatever. It's cool.
I mean,
Please makes World Cup. Whatever it happens.
if you want to see New Caledonia get their ass beat 3 games and with a total goals against of 0-36, okay, fine. Then I guess you're into something.
Yeah.
But I get him also not caring because after I originally thought about it, then I just go to bed and I'm like, yeah, who fucking cares?
He does have a nice NCAA reference coming up here, and sure, okay, I get that. But then again, NCAA is not necessarily expanding anymore. Mind you, they may have expanded at some point in their life, sure. But
Would it go from 32 to 64 and now it's like 121 or something crazy like that?
I don't know what it is. Yeah, there's a lot there, but still.
Yeah, they're playing matches now and all kinds of weird shit.
Four groups of 16, so that's what it is. So
Okay.
No, that's the point.
You don't root for Iona when they play Kentucky in the NCAA basketball tournament? Like, it's fun to watch.
A little.
Yeah, fuck Kentucky, right?
Yeah, but come on, that's a little different. It is a little different. In basketball, it is possible that a smaller D1 team who's playing in a smaller conference, who's gone undefeated all season, can upset if a team has a really bad day like Kentucky or whoever. It's possible if you hit enough threes, you could win.
Dude, there
That's
are
not happening in soccer. It's not.
How many? I mean, it's more often than not. How many number ones go out in the first round to a 16 seed?
Yeah, well,
it happens all the time.
It does happen, but this is not comparable. New Caledonia on no day in no universe is beating Brazil or Argentina or France or Germany or even South Korea or the United States or anybody else. It's not happening. It's just not. And the same thing with Fiji. And if Liechtenstein makes it, they're not beating fucking France. It's those upsets are not happening against top seeds.
Yeah.
So it's a totally different
It's not
world.
apples to apples, is what you're saying. Yes.
Well, the skill gap and the talent gap is so vast. It's not like, Indiana playing basketball against some, lower tier.
Dude, New Caledonia playing Costa Rica or El Salvador is like a 0.01% chance.
Yes.
Let alone anybody else.
New Caledonia is not beating El Salvador. Hell, they're not beating Curacao. Okay? We just mentioned them earlier. They're not going to beat Uzbekistan. They're not beating anybody except for other small Oceania teams. So, hey, if you're into that, that's fine. I do not think additional Asian teams will be. I'm not complaining about that. I think there are plenty of decent enough Asian and African and even CONCACAF. If you want to go 8 deep, it's not great. Not going to be that thrilled about it. But if you want to go 8 deep, you can. Is having every South American team qualify for the World Cup so they don't even need to qualify? Does that make sense? And if 7 out of 8 qualify, should you hold qualifying to eliminate one team? What kind of sense does that make?
They should just convene and vote, right?
Well, just put all the others in and then flip a fucking coin.
Could you imagine CONMEBOL convening and just voting out one country and people are like, oh, why didn't Brazil make the World Cup? Because the rest of the country said fuck off.
Well, just let Paraguay or Bolivia and Venezuela play for the last spot, and then say that's it, that's qualifying, we're done.
Yeah.
Whatever the bottom 2 are, just let them play a game, and whoever wins is in, and the other's out. I don't know, or flip a coin. Who cares at this point? Everybody's in practically. Flip a coin.
So I'd be fine with Oceania getting 2 spots as long as that means those top 2 merge into the Asia Federation and compete for the additional 2 spots that are going into Asia at that point.
Yes.
So if Asia has 6 spots, and they should have 8 spots because Oceania merged into them after they did their own little playoff system.
Absolutely,
and then they compete. That way,
two teams are left. Yeah, from Oceania, they have to go play Asian teams.
Yeah, if New Zealand goes through and they get one of the 8 spots at that point, then congratulations.
Why do they get a special little fucking conference? If that's the case, why don't you give the Orkney Islands and the Isle of Wight and Isle of Man, Greenland and Iceland and whomever their own little king tournament where one of them makes it in, or maybe give them 2 while you're at it. Just give them 2 because they're probably better at football than these island nations off of in the Pacific. I'm sorry, that's true.
Indian, but
I think Greenland versus New Caledonia is a really good game. I bet you that's a good game. I bet you that's a really good game.
Probably.
Yep.
But I mean, NCAA tournament, sure. I don't know.
You just don't like change. That's why you don't want me to get a hairpiece.
I desperately want you to get a hairpiece. I don't mind change. I don't know. The World Cup is it's like special, and if everyone can get in, I don't know.
Okay, so I want somebody to give me a good reason why.
Landon, watch our show. We just gave you.
We just did.
We talked about it already.
I do appreciate that they're getting funnier.
Yeah,
I do.
I sent this to you. I love that. I love it. It's like, you just don't like change. That's why you don't want me to get a hairpiece. And Timmy goes, "Oh, I desperately want you to get a hairpiece." And I responded to Donovan about that because this quote. I'm like, "Hey, the reason he wants you to get a hairpiece is because he thinks you're going to pull off the shaved head and beard better than he does."
That could be the case, but I doubt it. I doubt it. Timmy Howard is
Timmy's got some swagger. Yeah,
Timmy's a much better looking man. In all ways I can mention.
Hey, Donovan's got a perfectly shaped head for a shaved head and beard, but Timmy holds himself better. He's got more swagger about it.
Yeah, well, he's got a lot of things going better for him, probably.
Well, we don't know that, Derek. Come on.
It could be though.
That's a stereotype.
If you had to guess, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And stereotypes are built on some kind of truth to an extent.
Well, I'm just talking about he's a larger mammal in general than Landon.
Yeah, a shinier head and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. He seems to keep the shininess off, though. He does well with that.
Yeah.
And I don't know what head you're talking about, by the way. All right.
Neither do we.
If it's shiny, it could be all lubed up. Who knows? All right. What's the next step in this night of debauchery that we've begun?
I think it's going to get a little cleaner as we progress here. we brought up Kelvin earlier, but we're going to talk about a different point he brings up here. And it's a point that's been brought up a number of times when talking about U.S. men's national team Twitter as a whole.
Yeah.
And he says, this is in reference to, let's see, who keeps watching these podcasts? You know, what keeps them running? You know, because that's in reference to
Brian White.
Brian White.
Well,
talk about that point, but
so they were saying it'd be okay if he made the team, and that's
he's
why
been killing it. But we've been telling him he's been killing it for a while. But
I'm just saying they said he should make the team. If he did, it would be okay with them. I think at this point, no, I don't think so. But
we've seen him get brought in, and the big question is, what does he bring that our top 3 or 4 Euros don't bring?
Right, he doesn't bring you a different profile at all than say
he's performing, but
yeah,
at the national team, does he bring anything special compared to anybody else?
Not really, no. But either
and,
does Ajiman, but that's another story we'll get into later.
Well, I mean, he clearly did some. He impressed Poach.
No, he didn't.
World Cup. Clearly,
no,
he did.
I don't think so. I think at this point he's saving face. Also, he does say in that interview, which we'll get to later, that Ajiman brings a different profile, which is bullshit. Haji Wright already brings you that profile.
Balls down to the ground. No, I mean I haven't watched one of his performances yet in the championship. I've watched a lot of his every touches and stuff like that. But I saw somebody post that's you know, a fan of his club say, bro is spending so much time on the ground.
Well, we already told you that would happen.
And I'm just like, oh man, I gotta actually sit down and watch one of his games, because just watching his highlight reel, it looks like he's doing some good shit.
I've watched one of them all the way through.
I don't know.
All right. The general.
Is it true? Is he falling down a lot?
Yeah, he falls down.
More so than the Gold Cup? Does he look like he's improving?
Not that much.
Okay, looks like he's improving. That's what it looked like, at least.
Okay. MLS Moose said Kelvin's an idiot. Okay, well, let's see. The general question I have for the tax.
Derek, 11 Yanks. Derek, you need a Band-Aid for your butt, apparently.
Larry, can we stop this childishness? All right, let me be childish. You just stick to being serious. All right. The general question I have for tax. Yeah, exactly. Go ahead. 11 Yanks and all
for
of these.
Tax. Yeah.
FRM? What's FRM?
For real Masons. I don't know.
No. Fucking righteous motherfuckers.
Oh.
For all these fucking righteous motherfucker U.S. men's national team podcasts, so what? Who cares? I mean, when your whole thing is just about the U.S. men's national team, a team that plays at the most 11 times a year, how long can you just go? Can you just do weekly content on takes that lead nowhere? Well, what the fuck? We do it twice a week. I don't think we struggle for leads, but we're not out there pushing anything. That's for sure.
Sometimes we sit back at the end of the show and go, man, I can't believe we got 2.5 hours out of those topics.
That's true. We do think that.
There's not, I mean, sometimes there's just not a lot to talk about. But the thing is that, yes, we don't cover just the U.S. men's national team players playing for the U.S. squad. We cover them at their club level. We talk about
abroad,
the rumors and the potential reasons why they may not be getting playing time here, or man, this guy had a bad game there, or man, this coach seems to have a hard on for not playing this person named Reina here, type of thing.
Well, my question to fucking Calvin is, do you think we're enjoying this all the time? We enjoy doing our show, but watching some of this shit is not enjoyable. I'm just telling you, it isn't. I don't like watching bad games, and I don't like watching bad players, but I do it on a regular.
So, I mean, Calvin's asking basically how former players, maybe that's what he's saying, former U.S. men's national team podcast. Maybe that's FRM is former.
All right, yes. So what? Who cares?
The Jimmies, the Hercs, the Donovan and Timmys, those type of podcasts. But I mean, all those other people also cover other aspects besides just the national team game.
Yeah,
and I mentioned how there's a different population of U.S. men's national team Twitter, especially, That's different than a lot of other countries' fans out there, because we sit down instead of sitting there and say, hey, my favorite team is X, and that's who I follow. I don't care about this person on this team. Oh, if there's a yank on the opposing side, I want them to fucking lose. We sit there, we're sitting there going like, oh man, this is a great game. We got Juve versus AC Milan. Last year we could watch 2 to 4 players playing. We're a little bit different of a breed.
So what you're saying, and I can define it for Kelvin if he'd like to know, but he didn't. I guess he's asking, so let me answer it for you. The reason some of us, especially me, are covering the U.S. men's national team and watching it since I was a little boy, hoping we could go from good to great or whatever, shitty to good, and eventually maybe good to great, is because we were bad at it. And I loved the game. I grew up with soccer. I was raised early on in Germany. I loved soccer since I was a little boy. My heroes were all German players at the time, of course, Beckenbauer, etc. But when I moved to the States and I started playing soccer and the NASL was here, I thought soccer was just as big in the States. I was wrong. I was a kid. I was a child. That it was everywhere else. All right? But it wasn't. And so as I grew up, I longed for the sport to become more watched, for people to have passion about it. And the first time I really saw deep passion for the game was 94, right? We hosted the World Cup. And since then, the game's been growing and growing and growing. That's why I enjoy and am passionate about the U.S. men's national team. That's why a lot of fans, they might have clubs that they support, but when it comes down to their ultimate support to show that we've grown as a country in the sport and that passion is like as big as ever, and that's been sort of the pain watching this recently, is like that's where we want to go, and that's why we're committed to this, and that's why we have so much invested in this. But Brett and I are older. We are invested in the sense that we covered the game, we love the game, we want us to be better, we want us to get, but we don't go to bed with it. That's the difference. We don't lose sleep about it anymore. Maybe there was a time we used to, but not anymore. We don't.
Well, and the other thing is, again, why we're kind of unique in the sense, not you and me, but we as in general, U.S. men's national team Twitter, is that even though you might be compelled to support a team, like you might have people who support Manchester United or Barcelona or Real Madrid or
Fulham,
whatever,
like me,
Fulham, but you're more than just that. You're not necessarily like the people. We grew up without a domestic league to really sit there and pin our hopes and dreams on as a youth growing up and love it.
Well, most of you did. I had the NASL and I was a Cosmos.
Tail end of that. I mean, the tail end of that too, though. I mean, that didn't last terribly long.
It didn't.
Either, so.
Right. They were gone by 85. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it's one of those things where we don't have that that compulsion to sit there and be like, fuck you, even though you represent us for the national team, I'm this person, nobody does that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you have people who are, Man U fans, but then, Man U fans play against Crystal Palace and like, dude, fucking Chris Richards, ball the fuck out. You know? We're gonna sit there and root for our national team players. So we have this vast amount of content that we can cover, the former players, the YouTubers like us, Intact and Pete. We can cover all that other shit. We can talk about how Reina didn't play for Gladbach or for Forest really, and hopefully this is going to be a resurgence for him at Dortmund and Forest. Hopefully this is a resurgence for him at Gladbach. But hey, why isn't Scally getting called in? Because he's fucking balling over at Gladbach. We have these talking points.
He did for 2 games, even though his team got spanked 6-0 in the first half. They did come back, but yeah.
The 2 games he actually balled at being a wingback, they lost. They had 10 goals scored against them. Mm-hmm. So I mean, it's not a token saying, "Hey, Gladbach's killing it" by any means. But Scally played well in those 2 games.
Yeah,
and they got curb stomped.
I think the bottom line is many of us want to see us become a powerful nation in the sport. Mm-hmm. And that's where that passion comes from. And that's why it's country first, club second. in many ways.
For a lot of cases, yes.
Yep. Spencer Dirty for 569. Speaking of Greenland, have you all heard of Conifa or the island? Yes, I have heard of the island games where non-state nations have a team like Hawaii, Cascadia, Rhodes. I have. I've looked it up, and I was just curious one time. I did a little deep dive on it, and I forgot about it after I stopped. So, but yes, it does exist. It does. Like an island nation competition. Very weird.
Very expensive traveling, at least.
I think it's held in one place, so it's just like one flight to one place.
One flight to one location. That's very.
Yep.
That's fair.
Yep. So there's
That's
that.
cool.
It does exist, and that's kind of fun. Julian Vivas for $4.99 just made it to the stream. I feel like Scally must have done something really bad. Is it true McKinney is coming back to MLS at the World Cup? No,
we got the chats coming, things coming up here soon. So
no,
we'll talk about that more in depth. But
it's not true. But we'll get to it, Julian.
Before the World Cup, I think maybe after World Cup, it's very a possibility.
After maybe, but like after when? Like right after or 2 years after?
Well, I mean, basically, as long as he doesn't get sold this winter, he's gonna ride out at Juve, and then maybe he gets transferred in the summer. Who knows?
I don't know.
We'll get it. We'll get in that in just a bit. Thanks for the 499, Julian. Appreciate that.
Well, can I close this up though? The sport has come a long way since I was a boy in this country.
100%.
It has come like MLS at the beginning, outside of a handful of teams like DC. This DC United, the league was a joke. Okay, people, it was. The league is way better now, even though it's way bigger. MLS, that is. So that's better. We're finally are developing some youth players. That wasn't happening before. There weren't MLS academies before. Like, okay, are we moving fast enough? No, probably not. Are we investing enough? No, we're probably not. Are we doing it in the right way? No. There's lots of things that are broken. But yeah, it's better. Let's just put it that way. Is it better enough? That's a whole nother debate we can't have right here, right now. So.
All right. Well, I guess it's kind of taking off in the chat. Let's go ahead and talk about some transfer news.
Transfer news, transfer news. Who's getting mounted on transfer news? Who's getting over on transfer news? Transfer news. Everyone loves that transfer news, but me. Whatever.
Yeah. So Calvin Jones does say McKinney's contract expires this summer, and that's basically what Otaku says here as well. Many MLS teams are coming a calling for McKinney.
Okay,
so here's my question, I guess. I'm going to specify this. If his contract is ending this summer, he doesn't extend it with Juve, and Juve try to sell him during the winter, I mean, do you go ahead and take an MLS contract? I mean, he's going to be 26, but he's going to go on the free in the summer. He can start negotiating with teams in the winter.
Listen, if he wants to shamelessly take money from MLS, then fine.
That's also a big possibility, though, too. There might be a big driving factor for him. He might get an offer of like $10 million. How do you turn that down?
Right. And then I'm going to say, well, you can't turn that kind of money down. I get it. You know, it's generational money. However, is he not going to have any suitors at all? He will. There will be German teams. There will be other Italian teams. There will be other teams that will want him, especially if he plays all the way up to the summer. It'll be fine.
I'm honestly surprised if his contract is in fact expiring this summer, which is what Matt Moretto says. Mate Moretto? I don't know. What he says. And I'm sure it is. Why in the world did Juve not drop his price down and really try to push him this past summer? Say, hey, we'll take $10 million for him. That's a drop by half of his value. Over half.
Well,
why wouldn't they have done it this summer?
Maybe they think he's going to have a good season. I don't know, but you're right. They're not going to be able to sell him. Yeah. But I wouldn't be surprised if he re-signs in the summer with another 2-year contract. I mean, these things have been happening with McKinney over and over and over again. It just wouldn't surprise me.
Well, why would you bother re-signing with him though? At that point, if he is playing well,
you re-sign him and you hope to sell him. You've got him for 2 years, so you hope to sell him the next year. Except this time, you've got him for another year, So maybe someone will invest.
If
Who
you-
fucking knows? It's also Juve, Brett, and they do
Yeah.
a really shitty job.
Imagine this is what Juve is thinking about. Because I mean, if I were Weston, I would sit there and go, dude, no. I mean, I'm not gonna. But if he doesn't take the, well, okay, let me phrase this. Let me start over here. If he's hitting January and he doesn't have an extension with Juve, why in the fuck would you possibly accept a transfer anywhere else unless it's a place that you want to go?
Right.
So unless MLS ponies up enough money, which they probably will,
try,
and it convinces him. If they don't do that, though, then at that point, why would he ever re-sign with Juve unless they sign him to an extended contract at a price that he wants? Because quite frankly, at that point, you could just sit there and negotiate a contract with somebody else who actually wants you and get paid what you think you should get paid.
A price that he wants probably won't happen. It's a price that his agent will bargain for. He'll probably take less and stay, especially if he isn't. If he has become what he is now, Brett, which is a role player.
So I know he has a bad history for that 6-month loan and with Leeds and stuff like that. But could you think on a free transfer that a mid-table team, let's throw Fulham in there, might sit there and say, hey, we'll pay you $3 million. That's an increase from what Juve is paying you. And they're going to get him on the free in the summer.
The reason it's hard to discuss this, to be honest with you,
sure,
is we don't know where McKennie's going to be as a player 6 months from now. We just don't.
So Czar's saying he's in shape for now.
For now, yes. So that's the issue. Is McKennie playing regularly for Juventus? He did this weekend. He played 90 minutes.
Yeah. If I'm McKennie and you're going into that January negotiation stuff like that, I'm hitting that fucking treadmill, running 45 miles a day.
I wouldn't count on that either.
I'm just saying. I would make sure that I'm in a tip-toppity-ish shape, so that way when I'm selling myself to another team, I'm like, dude, look at me. I'm in great fucking shape.
Yeah. Well, and I agree with Great Basin here. Juventus is a dumpster when it comes to making these deals. So, you know what? We'll just see what happens. I mean, we've gone through this conversation with Juventus and McKennie countless times.
Yeah.
Yep. So it's impossible to say. Yep.
Well, this might, in fact, close the book.
A door. Yeah.
On Brown. Nathaniel Brown got called into the senior national team for Germany. He gets subbed in. He's provisionally capped at that point.
Yep.
So this could be the end. This could be the end of the Nathaniel Brown train.
And how old is he?
21, 22, 22.
So he's still got another year where he could still file for a one-time switch.
I believe, yeah.
But I would not at this point worry about it. It's over for the most part. If it gets revived after Poach leaves, fine, that might be too late as well. So I wouldn't worry about it. It's over. We didn't recruit him hard enough. And as Poach said, we don't need to recruit. You either want to play for us or not. So there it is. It's over. And that's sad because I think he's going to be a really good player.
I mean, I get the mentality and stuff like that, but that's not really taking into consideration the essence of U.S. men's national team.
Somebody's saying
we're not Argentina.
Not sure Brown is good enough now or ever for Germany. Well, Germany is either then taking advantage of Brown here by what do they call predatory cap, or they do believe he is, Daniel, good enough. And the way he's been playing for Frankfurt, I don't know how you could say he hasn't been good enough. I think he is good enough.
He's earned a call up. Now, whether or not he'll play, that'll be up. Now, if they cap him for 5 minutes, then at that point, that could be considered predatory. In that sense.
It could, but that is an easier case for him to make to FIFA later on if he wants a one-time switch.
Yeah.
So FIFA is looking at predatory caps now, and if they think you have been capped in a predatory way, they are much more lenient, and they will make exceptions even beyond the rules for players they believe who've been capped in a predatory way. So,
I mean,
Yeah.
In fairness, FIFA is absolutely known for their predatory ways, so maybe they're not going to feel compelled to side with Nene in that sense.
No, they're fine with that.
As we enter the World Cup and the USA group stage price tags.
Now, FIFA is predatory, you're right, but I don't think that obviously is going to change
their home opener in LA, Derek. Home opener.
Yeah. And John saying I don't want sloppy seconds. That's totally understandable. A lot of people don't feel that way. When I do my research, I see lots of videos where people take sloppy seconds all the time and have no problem with it. Others have problems with that. So that's just an individual taste. Again, like we could talk about this for a while. We've talked about it so much at this point. I'm just ready to give it up.
I watched a YouTube short today where they talked about the top 5 players who later in their career made this one-time switch over to a different team. And you're sitting there like, oh, these are all really good players. I mean, they couldn't crack their certain squad. A lot of them were all Brazilian or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, this person saw that they had no career, no life in Brazil. So like Diego Costa made the switch over to Spain, and mentioned a bunch of other players.
Fumar, I'm not really sure how Berhalter fumbled Brown, because Brown was just barely getting going when Berhalter was coach.
Wasn't he playing in the second Bundesliga at the point?
No.
I think of somebody else.
But he was coming off the bench mostly, and he was very young.
Well, I mean, I can remember that Berhalter hasn't been coaching us since like was it only 24?
I mean, if you honestly don't think that Berhalter at least talked to Brown when he was, I would say he did. I would guess he did, because Berhalter was always about talking to everybody, and now we have a coach who's exactly the opposite. So we'll get into that later too. So,
yeah.
I don't know about that, Czar. Czar saying GGG definitely prioritizes Lund over Brown. We don't know.
That's what a lot of people mentioned,
We don't know that. And I don't think Greg's going to tell us that. And it could be that Brown said, I'm not ready to even talk to anybody right now at that time. He was so young for most of Berhalter's tenure, unless you're talking about the very, very end of it, which I suppose. But, I mean, Brown, he's a young guy. He doesn't really need to make this decision. But I think it's moot. All of it's moot at this point. We can move on because it's done. What's done is done.
I think we've always talked about how Berhalter has had a history as far as scouting is concerned. Now, mind you, he may not have gotten them, and maybe like somebody like Balogun came in after or in the midst of Berhalter not coaching.
Yeah,
but I mean, he's definitely the call. I don't think, quite frankly, I mean, I don't know if you necessarily have to say it was one or the other. Why would Berhalter say like, I don't need Brown, I got Lund coming in?
So as far as anybody claiming to know what Berhalter did or didn't do, I know that Brown said that nobody from Poach's camp had ever talked to him. Nobody's ever asked him about Berhalter, so we don't know that. The local interviews ask him about the U.S. men's national team. He never really said, no, I'm not ever going to consider it. He never turned it down. He never said, no, absolutely not. Never said that. He played it politically right down the middle, saying right now I'm focusing on playing for the U21s in Germany. I just think that we won't ever really get any of that information. And the fact that Poach never even had to ever answer a question about him. And we only got that info from local German interviews. That says it all. Like, it's not a priority for them, U.S. Soccer. It wasn't a priority for Poach. And yeah, I mean, we got to move on. We got to move on from here. So, and we've moved on before. This isn't the first time we've had to move on.
And we're going to move on right now to the price gouging topic that we.
Well, I'll let you read this. Those dollar signs are so big.
So for the U.S. home opener in Los Angeles, Category 1 seats are going to be $2,735. Category 2 is $1,940. A good year, right, Derek?
Mm-hmm. Not really. Not really, but okay.
Category 3 drops down to $1,120. And the most affordable, which is Category 4, is going to be $560. What's hysterical about this is that whenever the pre-sale was going on, they're talking about tickets are going to be as low as $60.
Nope.
Okay. There's an actual the Athletic must have posted this, it looks like. But this is all for home openers.
Jesus. Wow.
Standard group stage. Now, here's the thing: the standard group stage can be down as low as 60, but US game is so. It looks like the home teams. The home teams are all jacked up from the $60 tickets. Of
Correct.
course, makes sense. Why not?
Yep.
But man, you are pricing the fuck out of a lot of fans. Man,
That's a lot of people who are going to go $560 per ticket. So if I want to bring my wife and my kid, that's like about what my used car.
It does drop down. The Seattle game category 4 drops down to $90.
That's affordable.
But back into Los Angeles for the third game, category 4 bounces up to $140.
It's still affordable.
So basically, what they're saying is U.S. fans are going to be hopeful come first game that we still have a chance to qualify. Then we go to I'm not sure why the second game is so low compared to even the third game.
It's all nosebleed.
Oh, sure. I mean, I'll tell you this much. I've been sitting in the nosebleed at
Chicago.
Yes, Soldier Field. Those were still great seats. You still had a great view of everything going on.
Okay.
I mean, it's not like you're sitting at the back row in Michigan and you're like 4,000 rows back.
Yeah. Okay.
So I don't know. And if it was whatever, if it was $60 to $90 for a ticket, I don't care if it's nosebleed. You go there mainly for the environment and the atmosphere of a World Cup match.
Yeah. Oh well.
But then again, you have to think. In our case, Derek, you and I would have to pay for a fucking flight out to the West Coast, and we'd have to stay somewhere unless we catch a red eye immediately home.
Nope, that ain't happening.
And I'm not driving to Los Angeles, Derek. You can fuck right off that concept.
Nope, and I'm not going. Period. End of story. I'm not driving there. I'm not flying there. Nothing. Okay.
All right.
Again, another one of those things where you're just like, yeah, whatever. It is what it is at this point. I mean,
I'm not 20 anymore.
It could drop, if they can't sell them, but they'll sell them.
Oh, they'll get sold.
What?
Now the big question is, will the first game get sold out predominantly by the opposing fans? Will we have a matches where we're stateside and we're still being outsold 60-40, 70-30?
No, we'll be fine.
We'll
be fine.
Plenty. I'm sure we'll sell plenty.
We're not playing CONCACAF teams. We should be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
what temperature do you keep your rectum? I mean, your hotel room. Let's see what he says.
I vary, man. It has to be either 67 or.
Ooh, that's chilly.
I have put my temp at 64 degrees.
Jesus Christ, that's a fucking freezer. That's a refrigerator.
No, that's perfect. What are you talking about?
Well, I keep mine at 69. For obvious reasons, but
the position you disapprove of, I agree.
That's right, exactly.
So clearly, you keep your apartment at that. No, I have got mine set to 67 to 69 range, primarily just to keep the bills down. But if I'm at a hotel, I'm all the way down. I don't care how far it goes down. It can go down to 30 degrees. I don't give a fuck. I'll turn that on.
So I'm essentially down here in like the second level of the apartment. It's basement. Okay. It's a basement, really. It's mostly underground. I got a porch here, right? But everything in this is basically underground for the most
underground,
part.
Yeah, you've got temperature control. Yeah.
So I get home, I come through the door, go down some stairs, bam, it's 70 degrees here, regardless of what happens outside. Winter or summer. Yep. So I don't know how they did that, but it's great and I love it.
Your apartment was built on a hill. Basically.
Yes, it was built on a hill. So I never turn it on until I go to sleep. And I wanted it perfect 69 while I'm sleeping. So, because that's what 69 does to me. It makes me want to go to sleep. All right.
Well, yeah. 69 makes you want to go to sleep. Yeah, I mean, I cannot stand sleeping when it's fucking hot and you're.
No, I hate it.
Like you got a sheet like just put on one leg and the rest of your body's like just sitting there sweating all over the place. No,
Yeah,
fuck that shit.
disgusting.
Fuck that.
Yeah, fuck that. Fuck that. Got to be at least
nice and cool. Nice and
69 or lower. My parents.
I got my house set at 69. I still have an overhead fan, and sometimes I got a side fan blowing on me.
69 pretty good. Although my parents keep theirs at like 58 down there in their bottom floor where we all sleep, which is also on a hill. So that's underground mostly. So it's
Larry
nice
says
and
use
cold.
a fan. Using a fan when it's hot in the room doesn't do a whole hell of a lot.
Just pushes around
pushes
hot
more
air.
hot air.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now you have your temperature set low, and what we used to do before we had kids. Now we do it now, obviously as the kids are older and stuff like that. We'll just turn the heater down to like 60 degrees. So like if it dips below 60 degrees, the heater will kick on.
Yeah.
But before that, it'll just all winter. Our electric bill is shit because we just don't have our heater running usually most of the time.
Yeah, Jack Banana says especially after getting a cum dump on your face. All right. Well, I've never had that happen to me personally. Haven't wished it to happen. If it did, I suppose I'd get over it. All right. What else
do you
we
think?
got?
What do you think the hottest temperature somebody's going to say here?
72.
Gotta keep it low in the U.S. AC, baby.
I like it the coldest, so sometimes it's like 65, other times
Damn.
68. As low as the room can get, I put it there.
I think for the most part, most American players, like people who were born and raised in America, are going to sit there and say, I want it fucking cold because I know how hot it can fucking get. Humid. I can always put an extra blanket on if I need to, wear pajamas or something like that. But when I want to go to sleep, I want it cold. I want it ice cold.
Well, your body temperature goes down when you sleep too. So,
Yeah.
you know, that's good. You want to feel cozy. Cozy is cold. Sorry.
Mhm.
All right. What do we got here with this? Is this Balgun?
The Balgan.
20 degrees.
68.
Well,
66.
70?
70?
I mean, it's only 1 degree more than you, Derek.
Well, let me ask you this. Is that a guy answering because his wife sets the temperature? Yes, that's the answer to that one. He doesn't even know what temperature he prefers because the wife picks it and he deals. That's how that goes.
I'm fortunate. He likes the house to be cold. I got North blood in me, man. I mean, if I could have a perfect temperature outside, it'd be somewhere between about 55 and like 75.
Me too.
When you bounce above 75, you hit the 80s and then into the 90s here in India. It's just like, what's the fucking
It's
point?
too
Too much.
Too
I
humid.
don't go outside and mow my lawn.
Yep.
Is that acceptable?
No AC. Nothing. No AC.
No AC for Luca. Luca spent a lot of time in Europe. A lot of time in Europe.
What a weirdo. All right.
No AC for Luca.
And we got to get to these real topics, by the way.
We're
here
moving
soon.
along. Don't you
Room
worry.
service order. What do you order?
What's your deadline? Why are you saying 10:15?
Because, well, no, we've got a lot to get through, by the way. We got all those video clips. We got
It's true. We do have
we do have a lot to get through.
It's almost 9:30. We'll get through this. Don't worry.
All right, I'm just
We're almost to that point anyways, Derek. I'm just like you keep pushing.
Well, it's like we're already in hour 8. I want to get to the main thing.
Then you got a big boy job, and you're like, I need my beauty sleep.
I do need my beauty sleep. Look at me.
At least 6.5 hours of sleep solidly.
Look at me. I need beauty sleep.
Still gotta
All
go
right.
take a bath and drink a bottle of wine.
All right, shut up and play the video.
Just start listing some things.
Chicken tenders, fries.
Chicken tender and fries. That's what they order from room service.
Burger.
A
Burger, tenders, fries. Orange soda.
An orange
Not
soda.
professional with myself.
Man, they eat just like us.
I eat junk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, fried chicken, burgers, and fries, and give me some orange soda.
Hey, Chambers says, Derek, my great grandma says you're handsome. There you go.
That's fair. Good.
Yep.
She's about the same age too.
She's got good taste, Chambers. All right, what else we got here? Let's get to the gut of it, Brett. I
I'm not gonna get. I ain't getting to nothing. Okay, get rid of Derek.
Yay!
All right, so I figure we'll go ahead and briefly just run down the list, and we'll do the presser, and then we'll talk about the list more. Okay?
Yeah, it's going to take us a lot longer than you think it is.
I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
Sure it is.
Chris Brady, Matt Freese, Schulte, and Turner. It is an MLS coup. No Horvath.
Why in the world are there 4 goalkeepers?
I don't know. I'm guessing they're going to have a doubles ping pong tournament between the goalkeepers. So they need 4.
Must be, but you have a goalkeeper coach.
That's true, but he can't play any ping pong.
Let's see. Brady, Freese, and Schulte are all in the playoffs. They're not going to get bounced out of the playoffs. It doesn't matter. Turner has no future in the playoffs, so it makes sense why he was included. But I mean, why waste the spot? You go with 3 goalkeepers and bring in somebody else.
Guys are so similar. They love each other. They want to hang out. So Poach is like, let's have them all hang out together. I don't know. Brett, what is your excuse? I don't have one.
Players will be here in January, too. What's your point?
Yeah, I don't get it either. 3's enough.
That's just weird.
3's company, too. I don't know why 4 is needed, but I can only imagine there's a ping pong doubles tournament, and they needed at least 4 goalkeepers to make it even. Max Arson. Yeah.
No one's surprised.
By the way, people, Max Arson going to play a crap load because, just telling you now, Jedi Robinson is on minutes restrictions. So just a word to you. Yeah. If you expect Jedi Robinson to be playing a whole lot of minutes coming up, it ain't happening. It's going to be a lot of Max Arson.
I mentioned on Twitter, I forgot what I was even talking about here, but they brought up Arson, and I said, guys, just expect Arson to start. He's going to start the first match.
I would expect that.
And I think Jedi's probably going to start the second match. He won't play the full match, but he'll start the second match.
He is on minutes limitations. I can tell you as a Fulham fan. He is not playing a shitload of minutes.
That fact, guys, it's going to happen.
I believe over 2 games, his limit is 90 minutes. So expect him to play 30 and 90 or 90 and 30. But
where's Paredes? He's injured. He's always injured. He's injured.
He's been injured forever, Fumar. He ain't coming.
Since the Olympics, he's been injured.
He came back for 1 game and got injured again.
This season, yeah,
this season, at the beginning of the season, he got 1 game, injured again, and back to the coroner's office.
I think at this point we can basically chalk Paredes off of the national team ever again because
spaghetti ligaments.
Oh my god, dude!
Or whatever
what is
you
happening?
want to call it.
What is happening there? Yeah,
right. Cameron Carter Vickers, by the way, based on his performance tonight or today, better be looking to just be thanking his holy stars he is here. Because not only is Celtic garbage in the Europa League, so is Rangers. They both got beat by what used to be laughable teams that they would beat in the old days. I don't know. Scottish Premier League ain't what it used to be. By the way,
this is one reason I mentioned this whenever Krusty made the switch from Sheffield to Rangers. I'm just like, or Celtic. I'm just like, oh my god, bro,
backwards.
Playing the championship, man. Playing the championship. I understand people are gonna be like, oh, but the Champions League. But mind you, both teams got curb stomped for Champions League qualifiers, which is why they're in Europa. But I mean, like, who cares about the odd number of 8 games? Even if you're in the Champions League, that's 8 games. Great, that's awesome. Who else are you facing the rest of the year?
Yep,
whole bunch of nobody.
Let's get this straight. Rangers were curb stomped by Sturm Graz. Okay, that's an Austrian team. Are they in first place? Sure. Were they in first place in Austria? Yeah, sure. It's Sturm Graz. That just didn't used to happen to Scotland on an everyday basis. They beat Rangers, and then CCV got their teeth kicked in today too. So embarrassing for Scotland.
This is Poach has obviously had a hard on for CCV given his time at Spurs, and he's obviously knew who CCV was. And he hasn't really had much of an opportunity to call him in because he's always been injured with the toe injury.
Well, he knows who he is from Tottenham days.
Literally what I just said, Derek. Word for word. I said Spurs.
Oh, sorry. I didn't hear Spurs part. All right. So, all true.
Only reason why he's getting called in is because he wants to take a look at him because of that reason alone.
Yes, and by the way, I don't remember who it was. They are correct that Maurice Malone did play in that for Sturm Graz and got an assist. He went 73 minutes in that game versus Rangers. So that's why I was distracted. All right, because somebody said that in the comments, and then I had to go look it up because I wrote notes on it today. All right, Alex Freeman is back because Scally wrecked a golf cart.
Nobody should have been surprised that Freeman was going to be included here. No, he's been poached as number one. I mean, I know Des got his one run out.
Are Orlando secure in the playoffs? They don't have anything to play for?
I don't think so. I think Orlando's in there.
They're in.
They're much more significantly in there than Chicago is.
Yeah.
And Chicago's secured to at least have a playoff spot. Orlando's only 1 point above Chicago, but they're not going down. I mean, New York can't qualify at this point, so Orlando's in the playoffs regardless.
Their seeding's probably not going to change.
No, that seeding will change. It could change. We have 2 games left. We're only one. Chicago's only 1 point out from Orlando.
So much for I'm not going to be able to call up MLS players because they're going to be fighting for playoff seeding. Okay, or guess not.
Yeah.
Mark McKenzie. Okay, fine. Glad to see him back.
What we expected, quite frankly, with a Eurocentric roster.
Yep. Tim Ream.
Sure.
Yep. We all thought that.
Let's secure where they're at.
Yep. Richards. Yeah, of course.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Anthony Robinson. Again, just to clarify, he ain't
questionable.
He's got a minutes limitation. Do not expect him to play 90 and 90. That's not happening.
EPB played. He's been playing consistently for his
and he
Greek
lost.
side.
And he lost. And he's been losing a lot in Greece too. So, like, this is one of the biggest teams in Greece, and they suck right now. So, I mean, say what you will. I can't blame that all on EPB, but he was one of the lowest rated defenders today. So, that is.
Obviously, I didn't watch the match, so I'm not going to make a comment on it.
Just saying what the rating said. All right.
Sure.
I didn't watch it either. Miles Robinson.
Why?
I don't know.
Why?
I don't get it.
Somebody mentioned, well, first off, we talked about Campbell earlier.
Yes. George Campbell is getting screwed. He should be there instead of Robinson.
Jimmy always mentioned Zimmerman. I would rather have Zimmerman over Robinson. But you know who I'd rather have over Robinson and Zimmerman? Scally. I'd rather have Scally.
I think Scally proved he can play right center back or left center back.
Yeah.
But he can't drive a golf cart. Okay.
He can drive up the pitch as a wingback, apparently, for Gladbach right now.
Yeah, I mean, he's finally getting to play right wingback. He rarely has had that shot, and he's been pretty good at it. Midfielders, Brendan, not so dark. Brendan Aronson.
I don't know how many more times we got to look at Brendan, quite frankly.
Yeah, I'm not that thrilled about that call-up, but we do have
Coach
a lot
likes
of
his workhorses. That's all it is.
I guess. Diego Luna, I'm really shocked by that one because RSL, they're in a battle. I just don't understand that one.
And funny thing about Diego kind of got some splash damage on this whenever Max had mentioned. So he was talking about Brian Gutierrez, and a Chicago fan said, "Why? Well, he's like Brian wasn't consistently playing." Which is a lie because Brian has consistently played all year.
Absolutely.
Just not recently.
Who the fuck said that? Jesus.
This guy was like, well, why was that? Why was that, Max? And he goes, oh, just a lack of consistency and playing time. And I go, dude, he's got legit the same fucking stats as Luna. Like arguably down to the fucking 9 goals, 3 assists. Both of them have 9 goals, 3 assists. And Luna's played like 100 and some odd minutes more, but they mirror each other on everything except that Luna is a bulldog, and Brian Gutierrez is like Gio Reyna 2.0. 2.0. I don't want to say 2.0 because it makes it sound like it's an upgrade. He's Gio light. He plays very similar to how Gio plays.
I smell some Chicago bias there.
No. I'm not saying he's Gio Reyna. I'm saying he plays like Gio plays.
Just busting your balls.
I know.
All right.
I want to specify that because there's been a lot of things that I've said where people misinterpret what I say.
Okay, that's fair. But yeah, Diego Luna's there, and I'm just surprised because they got some, I think, pretty important games coming up. But hey,
they're fighting for a playoff spot. Yes.
In fact, I believe RSL are playing Seattle, and both of them are there on the team. So maybe they both agreed. Well, if you're taking Roldan, you can have Luna then.
Well, I mean, Seattle doesn't have to worry about Real Salt Lake. Seattle's fine where they're at.
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, I'm honestly surprised by Luna. I'm not saying that Real Salt Lake could have done anything really about it. So it's a FIFA window. But Poach is sitting there talking about the playoffs and what happens if Luna goes away and then Real Salt Lake lose both matches during that time period.
Yeah.
And they don't make the playoffs.
I don't think his teammates are going to be really happy about that.
Fucking A. Fake an injury, they're saying.
Yep.
Brian, I agree. Miles ahead of Guti. I'm just saying they play a very similar style. That as Derek always words it as languid. Brian moves around the pitch in a very similar fashion. Now I'm saying I would take Gio 10 times out of 10.
Yeah.
100% not going to argue that point. I'm just saying they play similar.
Fatty's here, Weston McKinney.
Fatty light right now.
I'm just kidding. He's not fat right now.
Not at all.
But I'm just saying what people say.
135-pound Aiden Morris.
Yeah. Aiden Morris, apparently not very heavy even when wet, but never really noticed that. Not with his play this season so far for Middlesbrough. Makes sense that he's
I've
here.
got to ask a question about Aiden Morris here because this is the conversation that Larry and I were having.
Yeah.
Who's a better player, Aiden Morris or Musa?
They're just not the same kind of player.
Well, they're not. I agree. But if you had to take somebody at the double pivot, and you had Musa and Aiden to pick from,
I mean, I think I'm still taking Musa just for his ball carrying ability.
Yes.
But then I think about it. I'm like, well, hold on. Who can put a pass on the dime? Who can direct his teammates? Who has a better feel for defending? It's a tight call, Brett, because it would depend on me as a manager of how I'm going to play. And so I couldn't make that decision right now based on what I saw for Musa last season, where he was incompetent 70% of the time that he played. So and I'm just telling you that a lot of the teams that they faced in Serie A aren't that much better than championship teams. They just aren't. The lower teams in Serie A suck. And I just didn't see anything that spectacular from Musa.
Oh, I thought you were looking at the chat and you saw the Busio versus Morris comment. But
Busio, come on. Busio played a whole season at Venezia last season. He was one of the highest, I think, top 2 players paid for his team, and he was not playing like a top 2 player for Venezia. He was a role player. So I'm sorry. I watched a lot of Busio's games last season. I was not impressed. Sorry. I just wasn't.
So, here's how I describe the two players in a sense is that Musa is the type of player you want to receive the ball in tight spaces and progress the ball forward.
And then that's it.
Yeah, not be creative or anything.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Aiden Morris is again, even though he's 135 pounds, he's more of a bulldog who's very physical. It can be physical. Let me rephrase this. But he plays a very simple game.
He's stocky too.
He gets the ball. He moves the ball forward. He doesn't try to break out of the tight spaces. He does the simple things. He's what I would say he fits in the mold of the Adams and Maloney role, but more progressive.
But he's more progressive, and boy, is he making some really good passes. So yeah.
So this is where the big fight came in the sense that I said, because Larry always talks about thug ball. Oh, we don't have any thugs on the team. We don't have thugs. They're all pussies. They're all no thugs. I said, none. Aiden Morris is more of a thug than Musa.
That's for true.
And Man, did Larry go off on me?
Maloney's a bigger thug than all of them.
I agree, yes.
And probably one of the biggest thugs who's not even a center holding midfielder is that guy from Argentina. Whose name I just
Mitrovic. What one? From Argentina? I mean, it's Mitrovic. It's Sonora.
No, Mitrovic is close. That's
No. Milivojevic.
No, not Mihailovic for sure. Not. He plays in Canada for Toronto. We all know who we're talking about here. I just can't remember.
Matko, but it's
Matko Miljevic.
Miljevic. That's it.
Yes.
I was batting around. Is like, is it here?
Yeah, I know. I couldn't remember.
It wasn't quite there. Yeah.
So thug, you want thug? He's a thug. You want thug? Yeah. Maloney's a thug. Adams is a mini thug. Like, if that's what you want, those are the thugs to choose from right now. But if you want somebody who is competent, can do some thugging, doesn't have to do a whole shitload of thugging for Middlesbrough because they're one of the best teams right now in the championship, but has been known to do it. Then you got Aiden Morris, and frankly, Aiden Morris has deserved this. He's played well in the championship. He's one of the best midfielders in the championship this season with 2 Man of the Match awards and I think 2 Man of the Weekend awards already in midfield. So, whatever. He fought for this and he earned it, and no one's saying he's even going to start. We don't know.
Yeah.
So
let's see here. After that topic, we got Roldan.
Shouldn't
be a surprise at this point. I really think Poach is, Gaga over Roldan right now.
We said this after the Japan game. Don't be surprised if Roldan somehow squeaks onto this team. And
I was saying that he might not be on this team because of what Poach said about the playoffs.
So did I, but they're so secure, I guess they're not bothered.
Yeah, who cares about seed? You're in the playoffs, man. Get over it. That's what Poach is saying. Now, come November, maybe things will change by who's still in the playoffs, but Good luck, said.
Yep.
We got James Sands.
James Sands had some good games this season early on. Last one wasn't one of his best. It wasn't all his fault. He didn't, he wasn't bad. He just
his last couple performances for the USMNT national team have been great, but he has been performing in Bundesliga at least.
Sure. So I'm not upset about that call up at all.
I'll give him a look. Why not?
Yeah, why not? Tanner Tessman's been kicking ass left and right.
Killing it, yeah.
So why not? I think everybody is generally happy with that. So we'll see. Malik Tillman, of
no
course.
Arguments there.
Of course. No arguments. Has he had a great time with Leverkusen? No, he was meh again this weekend, I think, for the most part. A ghost. I watched it. I'm like, where's Malik Tillman? I couldn't find him on the pitch a lot of the time. So, all right. Ajiman. Well, we're down to not much left here. Pepe's injured. Sargent's been banned. Who else are you going to bring in? Dominic Downs has not been fitting in. In fact, he is just not even dressed for the last 2 games. So he's got some either mental issue because he's not listed on the injury list and he's not dressing for 2 games in a row. I don't know what's going on there. Absolutely not. He got off Twitter. I mean, I don't know how damaged he is mentally or what's going on, but obviously he's not ready. Ajiman's done better so far in the championship than Downs. He's certainly got more minutes recently.
Did you say Dominic again?
Damien. All right. So,
Frank said that Leon lost to crap today, but I mean, Leon won today.
They won.
2-0.
Yep. And Tessman played 70 minutes. Leon did not lose versus crap. I don't know what time you turned off the TV, but they won that game.
Well, I mean, that note point were they losing apparently was 2-0.
I don't know where he got that. I honestly don't. Florian. I know I say Florian, but people are like, "Oh, you can't." That's not Florian.
You might say that because he goes by the nickname of Flo.
Flo. Hello, people. I'm calling him Florian Balogun because he goes by Flo. And does it make any sense? No. His name is Florian Balogun. Why people call him Flo? I have no clue. But
it sounds cool.
That's what he wants to go by. That's what I'm going to call him. Flo Arian Balogun. Get over it. All right.
I just
So,
call him Flo and I call him Ballo.
yeah, or Ballo. Like the guy's been up and down all season. Had a good game, then he disappears. Then he has some good moments where he gets no service, but he's fine for us. So he needs to be there because we don't have much to choose from. Who you going to call up? Brian White? No. What other guys we got out there?
Brandon
Peacock?
Vasquez when he comes back from injury.
No. Peacock? No. I mean, we got nobody left. It's a ghost town out there with center forwards. So unless you want to call up
Surgeon again.
Zahir Oleslam from Poland, I don't think that's happening. So yeah, it's Ajiman. Like, who else is there? I have to say, and it's Poach, right? You know Poach at this point. Who else did you think was going to be called up?
Yeah.
When we have all these injuries with Pepe. And I'm going to call Sergeant Brain injured because lately the way he's been playing for Norwich and the way he played for us has not been good.
Well, the way he played for us, not so good. But then again, he went back to Norwich and he hasn't been playing well. So yeah, I mean, even if Sargent was a contender, he doesn't warrant a call at this point.
Spencer, I do not think that, and I could be wrong, but I do believe PFOC plays in the first division for Casa Pisa. In
I was going to say
Portugal.
Blanca there because Casa Blanca.
Casa Pisa, I believe. And I think they're newly promoted. They're not a second division team in Portugal. I don't believe. I could be wrong. It is possible that my brain's not working. But I do believe that he does play in the first division of Portugal.
Julian Vivas 499 says, "What do you guys think? What do you think of what Poach said when he was asked about Moose and Scally? It's over for Scally, I think, at least for Poach. We'll get into that in more detail when we pull up the quote itself.
That's right after this, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yes, the actual quote itself sounds a lot like a person saying, "Respect my authority." You know, I'm the one that's getting paid $6 million. Don't question me, type of thing. But
it's ridiculous. His answers to this is ridiculous.
So,
and it's from our good friend Jeff Carlisle. The question. Good for you, Jeff. I even wrote Jeff and said, hey, man, I know we've had our differences, but hey, thumbs up for that question. And you should have clapped back, baby. You said, I was curious, bitch. I didn't say thought they should be on the team. I was just curious.
I didn't say you were a stupid dummy for not calling them up. We're saying, hey, here's some good players. We haven't seen them in a while. Why aren't we calling them up?
The great thing about today's interview, not only did Jeff ask a good question, but and we'll get into this, but Henry Bushnell laid into him. Why don't you talk to the players? It was awesome, dude. This is the most out there. Some of our guys have been, and we know we don't really know him, but we have known of Henry Bushnell for a while. And
sure, I comment on his posts on Twitter all the time.
And we rapped a while back on Twitter, and so he knows who we are too. So. Shout out to both of those guys. Shout out to Jeff. I gave him a shout out today. All right, Timmy, Christian Pulisic, whatever.
Thank goodness Haji got called in. We were questioning that one.
Well, the funny thing is, and I don't think this is in the timestamps, Poach did go on about how some of the players needed to learn that when they weren't called up to start, they need to learn a new attitude. And it took some of the players some time to do that. I think that was Haji Wright he was speaking to there.
Gotcha.
I don't know for sure, but it kind of felt like it. And then Alex Zendejas, yes, we know based on the last window, Poach is that guy just knocked himself up to the next level, right?
Yep.
So we knew that was
some knob.
We knew that was coming. We had him on our roster for Poach.
All right. Let's see here. I'm going to get up to the timestamps you got going on here. 5:20 is where we're starting.
All right.
All right. So 5:20 did not give me what the 5:20 was about. So we're just going to roll it and play.
Yeah, let's just roll it. Yeah.
What went into the decision to bring back guys like Sid McKenney, Tanner Tessman, Aiden Morris now? What have you seen from them with their clubs? They should decide that they should return.
Yeah. Basically, the Euros that were not called in the last two windows, what have they done to make you?
Yeah,
call them
what have they done recently
What
that made
changed?
you
What
change your mind?
Yes, I want to make clear that we never gave or give explanation to the player when we call, but even if we are not calling, even we don't give explanation to the player. That is why.
Wait. So when we call the players to tell them they're in the camp, we don't give them a reason why.
Nope.
But when we don't call them, we don't give them a reason.
Give them a reason why. Well, you're not going to give them a reason why because you don't call them.
What a roundabout way of saying goddamn nothing there, Poach.
So
hey, we wouldn't know why these players were called big. Oh, we never give him a reason why we didn't call them in. I guess that's what he's trying to say.
So he gets into this later, and I'll let him explain it himself. But I mean, it's crazy why he does the whole no explanation thing to players. Yeah. He's basically saying either you know or you don't. If you don't know, you're a dumbass. That's what he says. But go ahead.
It's good to talk about the player that we are going to have in the roster because I think they deserve, the 26 player in the roster to talk about them.
Okay, that's good enough on that one. Yeah, he's just like, we're not going to, I'm glad they made it.
Cut it off early, actually, right there. He's like, hey, we're going to talk about the 26 that were included.
Yep.
And that's it.
Basically, actually, play a little more of that. I think he did say one more thing here.
I think always it's about the process and in the way that we select and in the way that we want to put in place our ideas and how fit every single characteristics of the player in the way that we were after we want to play and to evolve like.
Again, this is him saying, "Hey, I'm calling in who I want. Don't question me." That's all.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah, it's like we want to play a certain way and. These guys earned
don't
it.
Don't worry about the guys that didn't call in the last couple windows.
Hey,
that's up to me. Don't worry about the guys that didn't call in this window. It's up to me.
Don't question me. Yeah,
we pay him $6 million to be a coach, but I mean, for God's sake,
not a dictator though.
If a journalist asks a serious question, the fucking softballs that Greg got thrown up. Sure, if he wants to beat around the bush, he can beat around the bush. But I mean, the serious questions like, hey. What did this person do differently now to get called in now?
Well, he does go in later about, these guys are playing regular, right? And they're doing well for their teams.
Sure.
Fair enough. But that's after an angry response, but we'll get to that.
All right. 747. Again, no.
Yeah, I
no
didn't give it
here.
Yep.
World Cup that you need to play every 3-4 days. And we are thinking into preparing to play not only the first 3 games, if not to go further in the competition. Also, we need to see players that have the possibility, to play every 3 games. That is why we are assessing player. We call player that with the possibility that every 3 days they can perform again, and they can perform again because we are seeing that too many players that can be involved with us, they cannot play.
There you go. Yep, that's it. Yeah. There's your
reason why.
That's why Rain ain't there. Okay. And he ain't going to be there until he can play fucking 2 games in a row.
Yeah.
Okay. And Jedi, he explains, that's a different circumstance. We need to integrate him back into the club, but I'll let you play.
Well, I mean, ultimately, when it comes to Jedi and stuff like that, he knows what he gets from Jedi. He was calling him in prior to his injury.
Well, he calls him one of our best players.
Yeah. And so, I mean, at that point, I mean, he's going to get playing time at Fulham. He just has to recover completely.
Yep, exactly. We're getting to Roldan, Chuck.
Did you want me to continue on this one, or are we moving on?
No, that's all for that one.
Okay. Well, I guess you did tell me 757, not 747, so we did listen to a little bit extra there.
Yeah.
All right, 1531.
Is this the oh my?
Oh my. Yeah.
Here we go. Oh my.
Need a Takai thing to pull up here. Oh my.
Oh my. Yeah.
NFC.
Thank you, Michael. Hello, Mauricio.
Hello.
Just wondering, what's your assessment?
Go, Jeff. Go, Jeff.
Potential strikers at the moment. You brought in Balogun and Wright and Ajimang. What are your thoughts on them? And I'm also curious.
Real quick, so is it Ajimang?
Who cares?
Fair enough. We've been calling him Ajiman.
Jeff can call him whenever he wants.
Okay, fair enough. He's got more
why
of an
Enos
inside.
Musa and Joe Scally were not called into this game.
Okay. I guess before we hear the full quote,
yeah,
I do want to bring something up here.
Yeah.
Let me pull it up.
We just go with Bambi on this show, by the way.
Yeah,
Thank
exactly.
you, Frank. Thank you, Frank.
This is the quote that I saw before seeing a full clip of this.
From Larry, yeah.
From Larry. And he says, we need to respect the 26 players called in. We never gave an explanation why they aren't here. We might as well ask the same thing when Messi isn't called in for his roster. So I respond by saying, I'm certain if Messi were in his mid-20s playing in Europe, not called in to Argentina, the coaching staff would have some questions. Reporter goes, Coach, I see Messi's played this weekend, and he's bagged a brace of assists. I'm not sure why he's called in. Coach says, that's because I never gave an explanation. Next question. I'm sure that would go well in Argentina.
Yeah, and, Messi's not Scally, but I get your question. Like, you still have to answer the question.
Well, then that was never. Then that's the argument here, because Kelvin did go in bagging me, saying this is an idiotic response of comparing Scally and Musa to Messi, and I'm like, I never made that comparison.
You're comparing the communication, not the fucking and the media question. They're not the same player. Doesn't mean you can't answer the question.
And I've been made aware since posting this that there's more to the context, of course, and that's the thing. I just assumed that Larry would have put the whole thing context in there, because this is really kind of leading to the fact that he said, "Hey, well,
Larry fucked you on that."
Yeah,
one.
well, 100%, Larry, way to go. No, but it's just like he's like, it says we might as well ask the same thing when Messi isn't called in. Well, yes, they're going to. That was my point.
Yep.
But I didn't realize that he goes on to explaining that there are certain players around the world that you don't have to ask this question because they're going to be called in regardless.
Correct. Or if they're not, it's a legit question. But you're asking me about Scally and Musa? Are you serious? They're not Musa. They're not Pele. They're not Maradona. What are you fucking asking me this question for, fucking Jeff? You fucking ESPN piece of shit is basically what he's saying. You don't question me, Jeff Carlisle. Don't push your agenda, Jeff Carlisle. You fucking wanker. You're here to bow down to me. And when I make the decision, you do not ask questions about what I picked. We're going to talk about the 26 guys that were called up, you Peckerwood. And don't you dare intervene with your own fucking personal goddamn agenda. Well, all Jeff said was, I'm just curious why they weren't called up. Jeff didn't say, well, based on my own personal opinion,
I know more than you do.
It seems to me Musa and Scally's were shoo-ins, and you're kind of a moron for not picking them. So can you explain that to me? That's not what Jeff Carlisle said.
Keep Scally's name out of your mouth.
Jeff's just like, I'm just curious. I'm just wondering. That's it. And Poach goes out and accuses him of pushing an agenda for players he wants to be on the team. That's ludicrous.
But respect the 26 players. I mean, he's going to say this, of course. But maybe if anybody's going to respect the 26 players, it's going to be Jeff.
Yeah, it's Jeff's going to respect them. It's not. Jeff's got no problem respecting the 26. He's just curious. Poach, do you not know what that fucking word means in English? He just wonders, and he's wondering aloud and asking you a very decent and competent question. Why didn't those two turds make the team? Oh, I'm sorry. You think they're turds. I think they're fabulous. No, Jeff didn't say that. So this is ridiculous.
The same thing would have been if in that case, since Aiden's performing well at Burrow, and if Tatsman was left off and he's performing well at Leon, that you would expect somebody in the room to sit there and go, hey, they're playing well. They're playing 90 minutes a match. They're doing well for the team. They're winning games. They're on top of the leagues. Why aren't they getting a look at?
Well, that's the hilarious thing. He's not going to get to ask a follow-up question because Poach goes on to talk about
you. Moving on.
No, he goes on to talk about some indiscriminate concept of a player who's not playing well for their team. So you're telling me you watched the last two games that Scally played and you think he's playing like shit? Please, dude, do not even tell me that's what you think. But let's let Poach speak for his
Poach is going,
own
why
self.
wasn't Scally playing before those two games? That's why he wasn't called.
Yeah. Well, they're playing a different
that's what he says.
formation, but oh well.
Yeah.
Oh, next time you provide your list and your roster, and,
What a dick
after we
thing.
can.
What a dick. Hey, Jeff, next time you want to ask a fucking question that I don't like, why don't you just provide me your starting 26 and then we'll go over it together. What a jerk.
Here's what Jeff should have said out if he did get a follow-up. Yeah, Poach, I will supply you with the list of 26 because up until recently, you haven't done shit with your 26.
And Brett, nobody has peddled more U.S. soccer bullshit recently than Jeff Carlisle spewed the whole GeoGate fucking blackmail story that he had to recant and re-edit his story 100 times. By then, it was already all over the internet. And I criticized the shit out of Jeff for that, for not apologizing for it, for not admitting it publicly, for not talking about it publicly. And I still said, Jeff, hey, I know I criticized you about that shit, and I hope he fucking heard it. I do hope he heard it, and I know he has. I know he has heard it. That's why he's never going to reply to me. But this was a legit question he got hammered for.
The next time you come up with a list, you give it to me first, okay?
Yeah. What a queef.
What a dick.
God almighty.
Debate or everyone he can provide, because I think I'm not going to talk because we never gave explanation to the players that are not with us. When you are asking me about players that are not in the squad or in the roster, it's because I think in your mind you believe that they have right to be here.
What up? That's such a massive assumption. Just because Jeff is curious about two players who didn't make the roster, he's saying, well, I'm assuming that you think they should be on the roster. That's not what Jeff said, dumbass. Why don't you take some Q-tips and get the fucking wax out of your ears?
He's driving it further in at the point.
Or learn to speak English maybe, because maybe he didn't understand what the word curious means. I don't understand how in any way Jeff Carlisle's question implied that he thought those two players should absolutely be on the team. He was just curious as to why they weren't. That's it. We all are curious. Some of us think they should be on the team, but Jeff didn't imply that he thought they should have been on the team. This is the most ludicrous, we've had a lot of managers. I've never seen any of them do this. I've never seen Klinsmann do it, Bradley, fucking not even Berhalter. Go back all the way if you want to Steve Sampson. None of them did this shit.
The next journalist should have been like, hey, Poach, thanks for doing this. I appreciate it. My question is twofold. First, why do we have 4 goalkeepers on the roster? And 2, please don't be a pretentious asshole when responding to me.
Please, yes. Could you not be a total cockbite douche when you answer? God damn it. And it's not like Jeff Carlisle's not been an ally and a confidant and somebody that the U.S. soccer has been able to depend on to get their side of the story out. It's ridiculous. Maybe he just doesn't like ESPN because Herc's on it. Herc's been pretty heavily critical of Poach. I know that Poach doesn't like that. Herc is one of the guys he does not like to watch, including Lawless. Doesn't like Lawless. He doesn't like anybody that said anything like even questioning him. So there you go.
Frank says questions like that got you banned. But it also makes you a fucking legend too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you say something like that on a presser, and then all of a sudden, everybody's going to know you on socials, and then you've got a whole platform to go off of.
But to be fair, I think even Michael, the behind-the-scenes turd in the background cameraman, is thinking, that was really a softball.
Yeah.
Why are you getting so, defensive about it? I would imagine even Michael cameraman's thinking that.
I think Poach is on the socials and he's seeing a bunch of people question him. And he's like, motherfucker.
Oh, yeah, for sure. No,
I play professionally. I'm coach. I don't know why I went Russian there almost all of a sudden.
I coach Chelsea. I coach PSG. I'm big man. Big man. My penis, big. Your penis, small.
Very big. Very big. Your penis, very small.
Your penis, me, I can't see it. Go ahead. Sorry.
Player of the 26. If not, we are going to start to ask to the social media why is not one player or another and decide about that.
Social media is going to do that regardless, man.
Yeah,
we're going to ask questions because we don't have answers. That's the problem.
I never heard Greg once refer to social media. As much as he got pounded on it, he never talked about it.
Yeah.
Give Greg that.
But here's the thing. He's like, hey, I don't like taking these questions because I don't even give the players answers as far as why they're included or not included.
Well,
but
you
if
think
you
I'm
ask
going to
these
give you
questions
one?
and I've got to give an answer here, it's just going to add fuel to the fire on social media. I'm like, no, that's the point. Is that it would actually dissolve. So like, hey, we didn't call Scally in this window. He just got back to starting to play full 90s with the team. We're going to give him a little bit more time before we bring him back into the fold, possibly. Musa, he hasn't played well for us, and he bailed on me in the Gold Cup. So fuck that
he's
motherfucker.
Not going to say that, but he could say he just got to Atalanta,
Yeah.
so I want to give him some time. Yeah.
So, but I mean, by simply saying like we don't give the reasons to players, we're not going to give the reasons to you, and social media would run rampant. Well, they're going to run rampant because they don't have any answers.
Listen, would I rather him not bullshit us? Yeah, because the answer I want to give more time at Atalanta would be bullshit. You are probably more accurate by saying, well, he didn't want to be called up before, so we decided we're not calling him up now. And then with Scally, he can't drive a golf cart very well. So there's that. I would love to hear that. That would just be over with. You'd be like, damn, smack. But he's not going to say that either. So I guess his reasoning is, I'm not going to tell them, and I'm not going to tell you, and go fuck yourself. That's his general response. Do you think
he's concerned more than social, but more about saying something about why he's not include Scally, and then Scally would take an interview with Gladbach Press or whatever, and sit there and go, nah, I don't understand. But that's really fucked up, man. I'm doing pretty good over here.
I don't, actually. I think his thinking is, if I give a reason, it's not going to sound good, and it's not going to be reasonable, and I just don't like the guy, is what he's thinking.
Yeah.
But if I give a reason, it's going to be easily trashed by people who have been watching Joe Scally play for 2 games.
Yeah.
And so I'm not going to put myself in that situation. And Musa's got probably fewer defenders, but I would say same thing. I'm not going to tell you, because if I really tell you what the reason is, you're going to think I'm a dick and you're going to criticize me on social media. Oh, come on, dude. It's fucking 2025. Grow up. Grow up. It's what happens. So his approach is to just not say anything. He's going to say, fuck you for asking questions and fuck off.
Which is only going to add fuel to the fire at this point.
Absolutely is. He doesn't realize it. It's going to make people more angry and more like conspiracy ridden. And there'll be more golf cart stories.
Well, I mean, and then on top of that, what it ends up adding into it is that, let's say we go into the matches and Miles Robinson plays 60, 70, 80, 90 minutes or whatever, and he fucking sucks and 3 goals get scored on his side. Or Freeman doesn't provide anything up the pitch at all.
We saw that recently.
And then all of a sudden you have people who are like, Jesus, I wish Scally was fucking here. And that's unnecessary again, collateral damage on the other players that are there. Not saying that they should have accepted a call. Absolutely, I would have taken it 100%. But I mean, at this point, there's a reason. If you don't sit there and say, hey, this is the reason why I didn't call in Scally, or this is the reason why I'm calling this person over Scally, then at least that gives a reason, and the burden's on you at that point. But by simply saying, there's no reason, then people are going to look for a fucking reason.
I mean, yeah, they are, because Freeman's playing MLS competition, and fucking Scally just got done playing Frankfurt. That's a fucking light year difference there. So whatever. Yeah.
Completely curb stomped by Frankfurt. But beside the point.
For a half, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. That's exactly. Yeah. I guess when you're up 6-0, you kind of, release, the gas pedal a little bit, apply a little bit to the brake.
The giblets loosen up. Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
But keep playing. He's
100%. Yeah.
In soccer, like you say, and it's difficult, to understand that it's not too many players around the world that they it's not depend of the level. It's not depend if these are good or not. But you can talk about, if I don't know, maybe you can ask me why Messi is not in the roster. No, this type of player, Maradona, Pelé, I don't know.
Well, it doesn't really change Larry's comment, his quote right there. Because there's context before he says, you can ask me about Messi, whatever. But
no, what he's saying is, if you were asking me about Messi or Pelé or Maradona, I could understand why you'd be asking.
No. I hear what you're saying.
Yeah,
I'm saying the context of this part, that little segment when we hit play to hit pause, changes how the quote that Larry provided on Twitter.
Oh, for sure,
a shit ton, which is
Fuck
the
yeah.
whole back and forth I had with Calvin.
Absolutely. So, I didn't know you had a back and forth. I just saw one.
Oh yeah, I think I responded to like 5 of his posts. He quote tweeted me twice, and he responded to my post once. Called him a dunce because he wasn't getting the context by my context.
Well, because you didn't have all the context.
I didn't have all the context. Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, he's basically saying here these guys are not those kind of players, and it's true.
Yeah.
Scally is not Pele or Maradona or whatever, and Messi. And neither is Musa, but they once were an important part of the team.
Thank you.
So you're trying to make them out to be tiny mouse turds. They're not tiny mouse turds. They're at least mouse nuggets, at least something to be talked about. Yeah. Don't pretend they're invisible. That's what he's trying to do. They're invisible.
We're the U.S. men's national team. We're not Argentina. We're not Brazil. We're not Germany in the sense that you can sit there and say, like, well, these players, you can question if they're not included because these are the absolute stars and they're world-class stars.
Well, then in that case, Pulisic. If he doesn't call Pulisic, then we shouldn't ask questions.
Well, that's fair, too.
He's not Messi, Pele, or Maradona either.
Yeah, Messi, Pele, and Maradona of the U.S. men's national team right now, but that's beside the point.
Yeah, well, give me a break.
But I mean, like, you've got to take it into context. We are who we are. So it's not like we have a litany of left and right backs that we can just pull from and say, oh, we're going to be fine. That guy, don't worry about that guy.
So
we don't.
I would have said to him, and you wouldn't have gotten the chance to do it, but listen, dude, I understand what you're saying. Of course they're not Maradona. I know they're not the best of all time. That's not the point. They still have been and have played important roles on this team in the past. Musa played a fucking World Cup, dumbass, and then fucking Scally
rode pine.
Well, he didn't, but he made the World Cup team last time around. He played for you. He played for you on a regular basis. So we're not allowed to ask why he's not here.
That point right there. He was Poach's number 1 right back the entire time, all the way through Nations League. And then hasn't been sniffed at yet.
So if he doesn't want to talk about the Golf Cart Institute, fine. But don't tell us we're not allowed, that they're invisible people. And
pull out the Verhalter Rolodex of excuses. Oh, he had a back spasm. Oh, whatever, I don't
even want lies.
I'm just saying, I'm joking here. But
and I guess what his point is, I'm not going to lie to you, and I'm just not going to tell you. And I want, when I don't call a player up, for you to pretend they don't exist. That's what he is saying. I want you to pretend the players that I didn't call up that have been valuable to this team in the past and have a resume with this team in the past. I want you to pretend they didn't exist, they don't exist, and that you have no right as a journalist to ask a question about them. That's what he requested.
And I think Carlisle has enough wiggle room here that he could write a sarcastic or scathing article about this point. He won't. But I mean, I would. I mean, you got the wiggle room to do it. You're basically the U.S. men's national team poster boy.
You work for ESPN. You got fuck you
bag on Poach.
You got a fuck you job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's finish this quote and move on to the next quote.
You are talking about, different names. I think you need to respect the players that are here.
Right,
and I think we never give explanation, and I think we need to respect the players that are here. We talk, and I open to talk about the players that are in this roster, but knowing the players that are not with us.
Again, that's enough of this. Yeah.
Again, it's one of those things. Like there's going to be people questioning some of the players here. I question why Miles Robinson is here. Say that when we come to the game itself, and if Miles is starting, I hope to God he fucking goes out there and balls. I'll absolutely support him until I have a reason not to support him on that front.
Sure.
Again, it's not Miles' fault that he got called in. Anybody should accept the call up.
Absolutely. Do not go after Miles.
Yeah.
Do not go after Miles.
But
it's not Miles' fault for being called up.
But I can sit here as a fan, and Carlisle can sit there as a journalist and sit there and question why certain things are happening. And I understand Poach is the coach. He's getting paid the big bucks to make the decisions, but he's also got to answer for those decisions.
Yeah, well, he doesn't think he has to, and he doesn't think the press have any right but to imagine the players that weren't called up don't exist.
Yeah.
That's ludicrous.
You make $6 million. LOL. Tell us why player X isn't good enough.
Or give us at least Berhalter gave bullshit excuses. I mean, I don't want bullshit, but I'd rather him say, listen, based on how we plan to play, Scally doesn't fit the system we plan to play because we plan to play 3 real center backs in the back and 2 real wing backs on the wide. Okay, fine. That's what you got? Good. Or he might say, I don't want to give away my game plan, so I don't really want to tell you why Scally wasn't called up, but we have a certain game plan that we think other players fit into right now, and we want to try that. It's not personal, which he did say, by the way. It's not personal against the players. That's all he needed to say. He didn't have to give away the game plan or anything. But, God, don't tell us we're not allowed to ask. That's ridiculous.
But I mean, here's the thing, Derek. I mean, any opposition's coaching staff or scouting team can sit there and watch the last handful of games of the U.S. and look at this roster and go, "Oh, well, they're likely to play a 3-back."
Yes.
Not guaranteed, but they're likely to play a 3-back.
Absolutely, they will.
And we know exactly. We approximately know who's going to be starting where and how they're going to be playing out. So it's not fucking rocket science. You don't have to sit there and say, "Hey." As a wingback, I rate Freeman higher at this point, and most fans would agree that Scally really isn't a great player as far as getting up in the attack, minus the couple of Gladbach games here.
Right.
And then he can sit there and say, "Hey, as a center back, I don't really see him as a center back. He's just a right back."
Right.
And that's why I have these other center backs here.
Right.
So just flat out say stuff like that.
Or, yeah, you could be really general about it. You don't have to give your game plan away, even though everybody knows what the game plan is. Australia knows it. Ecuador, come on.
They're absolutely going to watch the last handful of windows and be like, "Oh, this is why they're playing." They only had like 6 or 7 months to sit there and follow our team to scout them properly.
Well, and then later in this interview, he practically gives away that they're going to play a 3 in the back. So there you go.
There you go.
Yep.
Read the super chat while I'm pulling this up here.
Sucker Dad and Callie. Hey, brother. $10. Hope you're well out there. Great show, guys. I have to admit, I find Poach's superiority complex entertaining. I do too, but sure. I don't find it rational. I don't find it rational.
As a content creator, this superiority complex is great.
It's fabulous for us, but
it's great to talk about.
It's ridiculous.
It's stupid, and we'll call it out. I mean, it's still very fun to listen to and react to.
Absolutely.
I mean, I can't tell you how many times in the chat people have been, "Oh, Derek's ranting. Derek's ranting." We haven't had a good Derek rant in a while.
It's true. This one irritated me.
Yeah. Thanks for the 10, man. Appreciate that.
Yeah, we do. All right. What's the next one?
So this is about Ajimang.
Hajiman, yeah. Bambi.
Le Bambi.
Why is Bambi here?
And then he suffered a small issue, an injury, and he cannot be available to be selected in the last camp. And now he's fit again, and that is why he's with us because we.
Okay, hold on. So he would have made the last team instead of Sargent.
Yeah.
But he was injured.
That's how I heard that.
Yeah. Oh no, he would have made it instead of Balogun.
Balogun. Yeah, even dumber.
Hilarious. That is completely scary. But I'm glad Balogun did show up because he was the best player for all good moments of the game. Hands
down. Yeah.
Yep. Wow, that's crazy.
It's a profile that can fit for us and is different to Haji and different to Balogun. I think.
How is he different from Haji? How is he seriously different from Haji? Haji is about the same height. He doesn't fall down as much. He's good in the box. He's a great finisher. Better than Ajiman is. He's really good in the air. What the fuck profile?
he's different from Haji in the sense that Haji can play the target role much better. But he doesn't provide. He mentioned he provides a different profile than Balogun. No, he doesn't. He is Balogun light.
Okay.
He runs between the lines. He tries to score goals. Super duper light.
Well, no, I mean, he's saying he's different from Balogun and from Wright. And I think, yes, he's different from Balogun because he's never going to be able to absolutely make those runs at the same speed that Balogun can make. All I'm saying is
you're arguing different there, though. It's
I know.
The same profile. They're different skills, different skill talents.
No, they're different profiles completely as players, I think.
They make the same type of runs, but Flo is much better at it, and he's better at shooting the ball.
The only reason anybody thinks that Ajiman can run through lanes is because he played some hack fucking teams in CONCACAF and he played in MLS. He can't run through lanes. Have you seen him do any of that at Derby yet? No, he is not going to do that. He's going to score goals by heading balls. Let me finish. By heading balls forward to people who are open or securing the ball and passing it off, things that Balogun is not apparently supposed to be able to do, and which, yeah, Balogun is challenged with holding the ball and passing it off. He's a pure lanes running guy.
You've explained my point perfectly.
Okay.
He fits the Balogun profile, mind you, significantly lesser.
Way
as
worse.
far as trying to split the lines, trying to run behind the defense,
he can't
receive the ball and score.
Yeah.
That's how he's played his entire fucking life. He's moved to England. He's playing a different role. They're asking him to play completely different. They did the same thing to Josie. Josie was a line splitter too, but he had the body and build as a target role. So he goes to England and they say, hey, you're a target striker. Target, and he can't do it initially. And he can't do that until later on in his career after years of practicing that target role. So Ajiman is a 6'4" striker who Derby's looking at going like, Jesus Christ, we're just going to throw balls into the air. He's going to get to them because he's 6'4".
Yeah,
they're not playing him to his skill set in that sense. Well,
so
he's
a poor man's Balogun and a poor man's Haji Wright.
Sure.
So why is he there? Because everybody else is injured, and you're not calling up P. Fox, and you're not calling up Ryan White, and you're not calling up Sargent because he's fucked the pooch too many times. So.
Do you think Haji's going to start at the 9 before Ajiman does?
That's the pain we're all going to have to suffer.
Haji is going to start, and Haji's going to play as a backup to Pulisic and change.
You're probably right.
He'll play as a second striker in the end at that point when we need goals or something.
Even though Haji, and I still see this, Haji's not really a center forward. Then why the fuck is he being playing center forward every game this season for Coventry City? If he's not a center forward and scoring lumps of goals, how is he not a center forward?
He's played a center forward his entire life up until he went to the championship, basically.
And that was last season. He played left winger. This season, he has started every game, as far as I can remember, as a center forward, and he's scoring goals. Don't tell me he's not a center forward.
Isn't this his third season there?
Yes.
Okay, so he's had two seasons at the winger. At which point he's pretty prolific in scoring because he kind of pinches in and plays as a second striker anyways for them.
Correct.
But now he's playing as a direct 9.
No lone striker. Yes. So don't tell me he's not a center forward. Well, Haji Wright's not really a center forward. He plays for left winger for Coventry City. Well, watch a few fucking games recently. God damn it. Get out of your basement or whatever. If you got a TV in your basement, watch some Coventry City games.
There you go. You don't need to get out of your basement. Just turn on the TV.
Turn on the fucking television and watch some Coventry City games and quit living in last season because he's been doing just fine as a center forward this season for Coventry City. Mm-hmm. And the few times he got to do it last season, okay, they weren't great at the end of the season, but he's picked it up and he's doing just fine this season playing center forward. I don't get some of these people. Like, tell me you haven't watched a Coventry City game this season without saying it by posting that horse shit. Just tell me you don't watch any games at all by saying that. That's what I get on X. Dumb fuckers who haven't watched a single Coventry City game this season thinking he is still playing left winger. I don't get it.
I mean,
but
even at left winger, and Colin beated this drum for longest time, pointing out that even at left winger, he's basically playing as more or less a second striker in that sense. He's not playing as a out-and-out winger. Because if you look at his heat maps, Haji was never really going back on the defense. He was basically staying up higher, even at the left side. And what ended up happening, the ball would go down the right-hand side, the 9 would pinch in closer to the right-hand side, and then Haji would pinch into the middle. Every single fucking time.
BHDC Prodigy asks, who watches the championship? People who care, man.
I used to watch a shit ton of the championship with Sargent, but man, I have to bounce on that and focus my time on some other players.
So let me get this
They can
right.
still be championship though, but I'm just saying they can't do it on Sargent.
So the fact that we do watch it and we do know our shit is a laugh because who watches it? What the fuck kind of response is that anyhow? All right.
It really depends on how much time you have available to you. Because I mean, there's EPL games, there's Serie A, there's Bundesliga.
I watch them all. I am divorced. My kids are all at the house. I can do whatever the fuck I want. I watch them all of them. All of the games.
Derek's got all the time in the world.
I get home on Sunday and I watch from 1 o'clock all the way till like midnight. I watch EPL games and fucking championship games that American players playing and Serie A and whatever other league I can get on my fucking television.
Yeah.
That's what I do. If you think that's a joke, that's on you. All right. And I understand if you don't have that time. I'm partially almost retired, so I get it. King Kalo for $1.99. Miles got to be from a mafia family because damn.
Yeah.
I mean,
I just don't understand it.
I mean, nobody gets it. Nobody's here defending Miles like he's been great for his club team. I don't even see, so I'm not seeing that. Maybe he has been good. I don't know. I don't watch his team, not on a regular basis. So maybe fireworks have been shooting out of his ass. I don't know.
Derek watches soccer 36 hours a day, but he doesn't watch the Turkish league apparently.
Not the Turkish league, no. Especially since there are no Americans there now at all. I'm not going to waste my time.
I don't know if there's still more talking points for Ajimon here. Let's see. I'm going to play just a couple seconds and we'll gauge. Okay.
All right.
Provide some characteristics different to the another.
Nah.
That was it.
That's it. Yep. Next.
All right. Next up is formation 2140.
What formation we going to play? I don't know, man.
Look at that. Look at that hand. All right.
Thank you for the time. With this roster, Alex Freeman is the only natural right back. Obviously, Weston McKennie and Tim Weah have played as wing backs in the past. Just what is your thinking at that position going into this camp?
Yes, I think I cannot explain because if not, I'm going to give the idea to Ecuador and Australia. But I think in that way to build, different way to play. I think we can use different systems during the games, but also to approach the two games in a different way.
Okay.
And that is what.
So one game they're going to play 4-2-3-1.
Yeah.
The other game they're going to play a 3-4-3.
That's what it sounds like.
I mean, if we can sit here, mind you, we watch this team eventually, of course.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, any national team that's really concerned about a friendly and doing proper scouting, if they do proper scouting for friendlies, I'm not 100% positive if they do or not. What's the point? Just go out there and play your game type of thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, if Poach were to sit there and say, yeah, we're going to come out and play a 3-4-3 at times, and we're going to play a 4-2-3-1. I mean, is Australia going to sit there and go like, dude, I bet you they're going to play the 3-4-3 against us. This is how we're going to counter. We're going to do this, this, and this instead.
Oh my God. What are we going to do?
Australia's going to go, I don't know, fuck what you're going to play. We're going to come out with our 5-4-1 and be happy.
Exactly. They're going to play what they play.
I don't know if they play a 5-4-1, but I'm just
no, they don't. But that's okay. It doesn't really matter. They're going to come out and play what they play, regardless. They're trying to perfect their thing. We're trying to perfect our thing. So if he wants,
if it was the World Cup, I would understand this line of argument.
Yeah,
you don't want to give them hindsight, but
I think he may be jerking around a little here. Anyhow, I think it's probably going to be 3 in the back for both games, and they might fuck around with a 4-2-3-1 if we go down. But I seriously doubt it. We'll see. We'll
I mean, if we played a 4-2-3-1, basically Jedi or Arston would be getting up, and that means Freeman would have to sit back with his thumb up his ass.
It would end up looking like 3 in the back anyhow. So either way, who knows, right? So what do we got? 1 more or 2 more?
Was that the whole thing on the formation? I guess?
Yep.
2408. This is no explanations to players why.
Yes, I love the way that Henry Bushnell. Hold on, I got to go get a drink. I'll be right back. Hold on, it'll take me literally 2 seconds.
Right on. Let's see. Brian says, do we think Weah is actually a right back or right wing back? That way he can get the best guys on the pitch. I think that's kind of what the guy who's asking the question was asking, basically saying, hey, if we need to fall back on it, I guess we have Weah and McKinney, who've played right wing back for Juve for a number of games. You know, that could always be a viable option. So, yeah, I mean, he could fall back on that, but I don't think he's going to. I think basically Freeman's going to get 90-90.
Hey, we got to take that Boston Police and the Who question.
What?
Boston Police and the Who.
Oh, this one? Timbo Slice?
Yeah, real quick. Hey, Derek, start, bench, drop these 3 bands. All right. Okay. Did Boston have 1 fabulous album? Yes. All right. The Police, more than 1 awesome album. So they are starting. The Who, I'm going to bench because I'm just not that big of a Who fan. And I got to drop Boston. You got to do more than 1 album. It's a great album, but it's got to be more than 1. All right. That's it.
King Keller for $1.90 says, Jamon must have T-leg and Poach wants to see it again. I like how he had just for characters on the super chat, he had to spell Ajimon as A-G-Y, but he added a T to Poach.
Yeah, that's interesting. Potch. Yeah, we don't really know, but we do know here, guys. We do know why Agamemnon's there. We are down to the dregs of the center forward roster. We got Pepe injured. Sargent's a no-go from here until eternity. And yeah, so we're down to Balogun and whomever else.
But I mean, it could be Balogun and Haji because they're 2 different profile strikers.
I'm not.
And then you bring in a different winger / tennis type of player.
I think he's right now got Haji on the roster as a winger / center forward. And we already told you that when Ajima was getting those starts over Haji in that tournament, in those friendlies, Haji was pissed about it. So we'll see maybe there's a change. I don't know, but here we go.
So I got to say, either this entire interview is AI or U.S. Soccer finally figured out how to do audio correctly. Because I've been able to understand every single word Poach has been saying.
Better miking. Yes, it's louder.
It's significantly better.
Yep.
Lee Alchemo.
Can we go back to the glory days of 2009 sometimes?
Bob Bradley here. Let's go, bros.
Sometimes I'd like to, Lee, but
empty bucket. Let's go.
We are where we are.
Good old days when we had Charlie Davies and Josie Altador.
Yep. For the 316 of you here right now, make sure you like, subscribe, share it with your grandma. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the like button. It
Frank
does help.
says it's actually AI. BMR says it's AI.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, who knows these days, right?
They got some AI technician there, man.
Yeah.
Back in 2009, we had Healthy Gooch. It's a good point. We had Demerit. Demerit was balling in the back line.
Yeah, I don't know if balling's the right word, but he was doing all right.
He was consistent.
Yes.
he went in there and he destroyed. He didn't have to do anything special by any means. He wasn't making those 40-yard through line passes or anything like that, but he was who he was.
I think Ballin might be pushing it, but yeah, all that's good.
Come on, he was absolutely balling. He had a historic career.
Yep. All right, where are we going? All right, Poach.
You mentioned earlier that you don't give explanations to players who are called into camp, and you don't give explanations to players who are not called into camp.
Love the summary there. 100%.
It's great, Henry.
Why? Why don't you give the explanation?
Why?
To which? The first or the second?
Yes.
Both.
Oh, both,
because I think
motherfucker.
in my philosophy, in our philosophy, or in the way that I grow, feeling that sport, player no need to know. And if the player need to know, is because they don't really feel that sport in the way that I feel. That doesn't mean that it's right or wrong. Because you really know when you play why you play, and when you don't play, you also deep down you know why.
There it is, Brett. That's it, baby. We have gone from the opposite. Berhalter called all these guys constantly, giving them homework, telling them what they need to do to improve, how to get better. And now we've gone to the polar opposite. And now the team's like freaking out, like, hey, man, I need some feedback. Fucking A. What do I need to do to make this team? And he's saying, you don't need to know. You make the team and then you'll know.
But that's such a strange concept in the sense that you're under the impression, hey, because Gio even mentioned this, he's in that interview with Scally. He's like, oh yeah, I didn't expect to get a call up in September. I know that if I go out there and I'm playing, then I'll, potentially be getting a look at that point. So the concept is that, hey, go out there and play, and we'll possibly give you a call up. But the thing is that you have somebody, and we're gonna keep beating the drum of Scally here, but Scally's playing. He's been playing at Gladbach consistently for the last 4 years. He's playing now. He didn't play initially because he had a knock, but he's playing now. And he's sitting there going like, I have no fucking idea why I'm not getting called in.
There's a part of me who thinks this is asinine because of my work over the years with building professional learning communities in schools. And teachers coming in and like saying, my classroom is a nightmare. How do I make it better? Well, here are some tips. Here are things you can do to get better, to make your classroom better and make our school better. Like that was the whole point. Like, tell me how I can get better or what you need from me so my classroom is better. Okay, so that seems like a pretty reasonable thing for an employee or a potential employee, in this case, to expect from his employer or the person who's going to be his boss. And that's just, I think, a normal thing for most of us. Like you wonder, why didn't I get the promotion at my job? Well, there's usually a thing called reviews, job reviews. And they happen typically every 2 years. And your boss sits down and says, you're doing this really well, but I need you to work on this. This is just normal. But what Poach is saying is, I don't need those meetings. You already know what you're not doing good, so get better at it, dumb fucker. If you can't figure it out on your own, then fuck you, you're not on the team. Or if you're the boss at a business, you're like, I'm not having a fucking review meeting with you. Either you know what you're fucking up or you don't. And if you don't know, then fuck you. Even if it's a misunderstanding on my part, fuck you. Right? And what he goes on to say, what we're not going to play is, I don't want to have these talks with the players where I say, well, I need this and this from you. And they go, but coach, I'm doing this and this. And he goes, no, not good enough. He says, I don't want to have those conversations. Don't want them. Okay, fine. Employers don't always call you when they don't hire you. Okay, but that's fine. Of course not. But that's not a like for lemon discussion that I'm having here. What I'm saying is that these guys are options to be come to the big game. They've already been hired before. And I guess they just need to know that they're not coming back because they're not coming back. They don't need to know why.
It's like Derek has poker night, but he only has 6 chairs. So that means he can invite 5 people. So he's called in 5 people before, but then maybe the next couple weeks he invites 5 different people, and then eventually he's calling in 5 consistent people. But those other 5 people that are out there that have been called in before to play poker with Derek are like, dude, why am I not being called back in to play poker? Derek's just like, well, first off, you stink like shit. And you
suck.
stole all my money, you motherfucker.
And you win too much. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think most players with most coaches and all the coaches prior to Poach did give you some sort of reason when you weren't called up, even if it were very general. But in a way, a certain part of me kind of likes this in a way, and it's a creepy way. It's kind of like, yeah, maybe you should already know that you fucked up, Musa. Maybe you should already know when you didn't come in last time when you had no good excuse not to come in. Maybe you should already know, fucking Scally, that you're not getting called up because you're not a good right wing back, and that's how we're going to play. And number two, you fucking threw Arson off your fucking golf cart and nearly killed him. So fuck off, motherfucker, you dumb prick. Like, he's saying deep down inside, they should already know.
You know, Frank wants to set up a poll. Is Scally's nickname going to be Drift or Donuts?
I would say this. In the corporate jobs that I had, I always got reviews and I always knew what I need to do to get forward and get advance.
But this is you as being employed.
It's the same thing. I'm trying
I'm
trying to move up another level. And that's what Scally's trying to do. Move up another level. Get on the team. Like get on the higher on the corporate ladder. He's trying to move up onto the team. That's one spot higher.
Okay, hey, we've shit canned Sargent because he can't perform at the national team level. So we have an opening, and you know, maybe Damian Downs is sitting there going like, well, why the fuck was Ajiman called up over me?
Yeah, Tax Brazilian Ghost says Derek in the corporate world is unbelievable. It's not, dude. I'm pretty cutthroat if you knew me when I was younger. So it shouldn't be shocking to you that I ran one of the biggest non-profit, like you want to call it a non-profit, we made a lot of money. That's called the Hope Foundation. It doesn't exist anymore, but I think they still got like some old-ass website out there. Anyhow,
Jeffrey says, back in the day, coaches posted name on a locker room door, and that was it. No explanations needed. You made it or you didn't. But that doesn't stop the players from going up, coach. I've been busting my ass for 6 weeks here. What could I possibly fucking do to impress you otherwise? Well, you got to be better than Timmy. God damn it, Timmy.
Like, so I'm just saying I like that kind of old school approach, but even those coaches, if you talk to Stevie Nichols or some of the old school guys, will say, hey, I approached the coach in his office and said, hey, what the fuck, dude? I'm not playing. What is going on? And that conversation had to happen.
I was the best player in that pitch, the practice pitch for 5 weeks, coach. Come on.
Yeah, but this guy.
I never had that problem.
Right. You are always starting. And I never did either as a player. I was always starting too. So I never had this issue.
Sally's got to be more like me, I guess.
But there was a time in the state finals against Ballard where our coach, as you know, in high school soccer, there are no limitations to subs.
Nope. Subs.
And our fucking coach was subbing in guys against the best team in the fucking state. And we were down 2-1. And I'm thinking, and David Ward, our captain, went up to the coach and said, no more of this. They're better than we are. We need our best 11 on the pitch for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
There's only 30 minutes left, and we need a fucking goal. And the coach acquiesced and pulled the subs off and put us back in. Actually, I didn't come off, but some other guys did. We needed them all on the pitch. So, yeah, sometimes that kind of thing can make a difference. But if you're not going to take any criticism or you're not going to provide feedback or listen to feedback, then fuck it. It's all over here. So, all right. Derek,
I don't know if we finished that.
Other life he has hidden from us. No, I haven't actually. I've talked about my life in corporate America. I've talked about running, being a executive at various nonprofits on the show, but it does go back quite a while. So
Derek, people are just used to seeing jolly, dirty mouth Derek.
That's true.
Jolly Santa Derek, with the dirty mouth.
I always
not used to hearing about cutthroat, fuck you, I'll murder your family, Derek, in the corporate world.
Well, believe me, when you're the boss, Brett, you can actually be pretty loudmouth. But if you would go back in time and it still was up, and you check my Glassdoor rating, which is a rating of all executives or bosses, I had one of the highest ones on fucking Glassdoor. If anything, I was a real boss, and I cared about you as a person. You weren't just a cog to me. You were a real fucking person. I treated you like it. So there you go.
Derek is Billy Bob Thornton.
I guess so.
Bad Santa.
Yeah, I get Billy Bob Thornton doing all those goddamn phone commercials for T-Mobile these days. All right. I think we're done. Is there another quote?
We got Roldan still.
Oh, why is Roldan here? Yeah.
Opportunity.
But that is a good example. Christian, I didn't know Christian. Okay, we were, always assessing him and seeing, and we knew about his CV and everything. But I think when it was the opportunity to bring, and then when we saw and the possibility to play, but in the way that he behaved, with the group, with the teammate, I say, I don't know if I'm going to call in November. I don't know, Today is here. But that is a good example that how you need to want to be involved and defend and fight for your place in this amazing country, in this amazing sport that is soccer. You need to arrive and show your personality.
I don't think anybody ever really questioned Roldan's heart and dedication to playing in the matches and stuff like that. It's basically more, and historically speaking, because he's only had the one Japan match performance really to talk about since Berhalter, but historically speaking, it was less to do with that and more to do with his productivity as a whole on the pitch.
Yeah, it wasn't always good for the U.S. men's national team, but he is a little bit older and wiser now. He certainly seems to be even contributing more for Seattle this season than he has in the past. But I don't still think he should be there. But Poach, respect his professionalism.
Is it more of a question when you think about Roldan, how he's been implemented with the U.S. men's national team? Is it more of a question about where Berhalter played him compared to where he's being played now with Seattle and even with the U.S. men's national team?
I don't know. That's a good question. He does play a vastly different role at Seattle that I don't think makes it's not like for how Poach played him in Japan, for instance, against Japan. But at the same time, it did seem like he was all over the pitch, Roldan, right?
Oh, absolutely. He was the only one pressing in the Japan match. And every time he'd press, he'd look over his shoulder, find out nobody else was pressing. He's like, what the fuck, guys?
But if you break down the game as someone did minute by minute, every Roldan possession, he didn't have a good game. He had an okay game. He made some good stuff happen, and he made some bad stuff happen.
Well, we were joking around during the game itself, being there and everything, watching it. It was sort of like we were sitting there like, well, Roldan's got about 2 good progressive passes a half. Yeah. The rest of his passes are either going to be bad passes or they're going to be backward and lateral, of course, which is part of the game. But then the rest of the time, again, apart from the pressing aspect of it all, there were a lot of times where I was sitting there watching, that's Roldan's spot. Where the fuck's Roldan at?
Yes.
Pressing the goalkeeper. What the fuck?
Right. But obviously he was told to do that. So I don't think that Roldan's a World Cup player. I just don't see it. I don't understand. I know he's a quality MLS player, and I know he's one of the best players on Seattle. But
vibe. It was a vibe guy. Because I was going to say he's been called. People are dubbing him now as he's the glue of the team type of thing.
Well, I don't buy that either. But is he a professional when he comes in? Does he get down to business? Does he put his nose to the grindstone? Does he not joke around and goof around? No, he's not one of those guys. He's goddamn serious when he comes to camp. And he's there to fucking, as he put it, defend and prove his point. And Poach likes that. Okay, well, you can like that if you want, but I know there's some other guys we got that you could have tried out here. So there's that.
Sure.
And, listen, if we run through the guys who didn't make the team real quick, Horvath, I'm not losing any sleep. Klinsmann, not losing any sleep. John Tolkien, I mean, he's down in 2 Bundesliga now. It's kind of rough, but
we already have Jedi and we have Arston.
Right.
We don't need another left back.
Well, we could. I don't know. Campbell, I think George Campbell got a raw deal here with Robinson over him. Adams is having a baby. I mean, I called that straight up when you texted me.
Yeah.
Called it, and I didn't see any news. I just told you I think he made another baby. Musa, we talked about extensively. Sargent's out the window. Pepe's injured. Downs has not started off well in the championship at all.
Downs is injured too. Don't praise him with Pepe.
And Downs hasn't played for 2 games. Hasn't even dressed. And he's not injured, so there's that. Cardoso, injured. Okay. Dest, mild injury. He talked about it in this press conference saying, I'm not going to push that button. Yeah. I'm going to let him rest. I'm not ready to force the issue. We were glad to have him. Obviously, he said he's a superior player. We know that. He's a great player. So we didn't want to push it.
We talked about Brown during the transfer news.
Yep, already did. So anyhow, that's
wasn't really transfer news, but still close enough.
Right. That's all we got for tonight. That's it. We hope you enjoyed it. We did. I got to scream a lot and yell a lot tonight. I didn't know that was going to happen, honestly. I thought I'd stay relatively calm through the whole show. Apparently, I'm not capable of that. We will be back on Monday. Have a great weekend. And expect the show with Herc to come up soon. I don't know how soon. It'll probably be later, October, because I have like the 21st through the 25th off, I think, or something like that. So
at this point, let's push for sometime after the October window.
Yeah, and by the way, Herc's excited to do the show. He's ready. He knows our show. He knows what to expect.
People realize this, but we're kind of cool people.
Yeah, I mean, people want to come on our show.
Kind of a big deal around here.
He definitely has written me back multiple times trying to figure out when we can get this done. So we're going to get it done. And now we're exchanging emails, so that's another whole step. So we're off of X, but he doesn't read his DMs on X at all. So like I was lucky to get a response like 2 weeks ago from him, and we moved to email. So we'll have him on, and I promise when we have him on, we're going to talk about some vital shit. We're not going to be, tickling around the edges of any nutsack. We're going straight for it. We're going to punch it.
Frank wants us to get Herc and Ronaldo on at the same time.
That's probably not going to happen based on what we heard from Ronaldo. And Herc had no response, by the way, when I mentioned Ronaldo. So he's just not going to discuss it. So it is what it is. All right.
We just sit back there with our arms crossed and
oh, that would be great. We'd be like, okay,
we wouldn't have to say a goddamn word.
You guys go at it. We're just going to be here on the side. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Until then, have a great weekend. We'll see you soon.
That hurt.
Blowjobs are a no for me.
It is a skill. It is a practice skill. It is a necessary skill.
Ooh, great blowjob. The secret to a great blowjob is saliva, saliva, saliva.
It's important for us to learn from this because I think we lose because we beat ourselves.
You need to swallow it too.
I understand the problem here.
The people don't understand esophagus is the main player of the game.
Try to stay away from it as much as I can.
You can start by licking the dip.
I didn't understand it, but
Patrick Agyemang to Bambi or a newborn giraffe or what.